up and down. I think he's a little bit worried about Xingqiu. In fact, taking damage from the tower. Xingqiu is dropping low, and Faith Beyond will fall. Xingqiu is still retreating out. And he moves into the two heroes over on the right. Last Striker Ray can connect, and he'll buy a little bit of extra time, but the two supports.
You know, I actually think he traded his life just to block the hard camp. I'm not sure if that's worth, but it is worth. I mean, creep wave is worth more than your hero, so if it was a choice between getting away denied or not, I think that's the right move. Mid lane.
Nice ice path up on top. Hitting so hard into the Wraith King, but again, they're fatally bonded up.
Back. Easy.
Yep. Pick him up, throw him under the tower. Wait, he's going for the kill now. Chasing Innocent, Flash Striker Ray will definitely deny that.
Will he need to be denied? It'll be close.
If he takes damage more from the creep wave with the Shadow Word. 5. Got it. Got him.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, it's looking all right for him. The key is that, you know, you do have K1 free farming on the, well, not really free farming. He's got kills. He's been involved in a lot, but only the 20 CS, whereas Faith Beyond at 16 is definitely favoring Nihon thus far. They can also control 2 out of the 4 bounty runes, even trade.
Yep. Very wise from Stinger to back off from that. There was no way he was going to get it. Whisper's having a good time. He's farming up so many camps, and he's the highest level of skill. Ice Path flies forward towards the Wraith King, combining the dual breath, but again, they're fatally bonded and being a little bit more cautious, but this is happening when a pull-through is happening. So there's no more creep wave. They already wanted to back up. Navigator.
Yep, they're going to go Shrine, however. No problem. Not losing any CS as the creep wave is still on that easy camp. The big problem is going to be this TA, and it's been the tale of the tournament thus far. This hero just seems unstoppable, and the laning phase has been a dream for 430.
Yeah.
He's got no problems whatsoever.
10 CS above that of Chris.
And now that he's level 6, well, what are you supposed to do? As Chris Luck, you're threatened if he gets trapped, all of a sudden he's going to be forced to go back in region because he'll take so much damage from the refraction.
Yeah, it's not an easy answer from him, but we're also still haven't felt the rotation from Whisper. Top lane's going to go out of again. It's 3-on-3 action once more. Lock him in. Is there a bomb? K1 just wants to try and retreat for the moment. Faith Beyond, he's burning, and he cannot afford to actually stay through this, but the Wraith King's already go down. Faith Beyond to the trees. He'll be okay. Stinger trying to make the same kind of break. The damage from Xingqiu reach as he tosses back Jericho. Faith Beyond hides all the way in the trees. The follow-up's under there. Chris is in the neighborhood as well. He's wrapped up around the back, so the entire defensive trial lane has died. Kunkka doesn't even throw a boat. He just TPs away.
Yeah, and you know, as you said, the bright spot, Whisper's free farming. He does have a veil, but so is the Naga. And you just rotated the Kunkka. It was 4 heroes in the top lane. You lost 3 for 0. And it just started getting easier for you. Faith Beyond now level 5. That combo damage is starting to add up. TA's got double damage running mid. Kunkka's in a lot of trouble, actually. He's on a trap. He has no TP.
He's got a secondary trap as well. As long as these side blades can continue to connect with the double damage, that one from Ferrari does not hit. So Chris will be able to survive.
He has no teleport, so he's gonna look to run to top shrine. But you can see just how easy it is for TA to apply pressure. You want someone able to rotate middle and find a kill on him with a boat, but you don't have any real hero to burn the refraction. That's the big problem in this mid-game TA. It's just, this hero's just broken.
Yep. One broken hero to another. Warlock versus TA. And he's even got the Sentry Ward down. They didn't actually see the Radiant Sentry planted. They were a little bit too far back in the nighttime cycle.
You can't even make that kill happen is the problem. Even to get the X, it's irrelevant because you're going to just refract, and unless the torrent, you just save the torrent for the refraction for the boat, and you're all good. Look at backlane. They never end.
Ended so far back.
He does not have song skills.
Meanwhile, up on top, that Ice Path well off the mark as well, he's just moving between the lanes now. He's actually heading towards the north. I don't know if they're trying to force. Is it early enough for eHome to try and force a tier 1 tower down?
No, it's just farming.
That's it. You just go jungle.
You need to find kills if you're on Vergesa. All you have to do is never end is farm. And I actually love that decision where he drags heroes around the map. You know Whisper's free farming, sure, but you don't want to sit in that lane now. The veil's up. He'll have a point in stun and ultimate. And
Singer's found him. He doesn't want to have to self shrine, however. Rotation coming in from Innocent, so they can actually fight. Quick Observer Ward, adding kind of extra vision. Xingqiu's there too. Boss connects the two of them together. The Ice Path will create a little bit more space, but they've already got the kill on Xingqiu, and Innocent's body blocked up by Jericho. He's making a break for the outpost, attempting a denial. It will not happen. Jericho waits it out, but these Naga illusions, they're going to time out, and thanks to the Shrine, Stinger will be able to survive.
Dude, Naga's going to have a Midas in a sec, Toby.
Yeah, but there's also 4.3 3K over on the SK. He's the #1 net worth on this field. But I'm waiting to see this actually being used for something.
I agree, and I don't know if Yule's is the answer here.
Well,
so.
he went Veil to begin with, and Yule's is the next.
Veil's all right, but I think you need a bot or a blink. You've got to abuse mobility, get active. To your point, this tanking net worth is great, but as the game progresses, the net worth on Naga is going to be far more valuable. You got to use it now with your Whisper.
They got to commit, never end. Chris is here as well. A Burrow Strike, Torrent, something. Here's your Burrow Strike. Torrent following up. Veil is being connected as well. Here comes your ship. Naga Siren, no song leveled up. They keep the stuns going and cannot get out.
Very well played. You needed to bring, and that's the answer, right? You don't have the mobility on the tanking, sure, but tons of damage output. So bring the Kunkka in. No song points.
These are those single target. That's their strength. The Warlock can make up for that in the team fights later on with Fatal Bonds, but for now, get along the map, get these critical kills. Race King, he's in a little bit of trouble. Reincarnation will bring him back to life. He already skilled it up, and with the Fatal Bonds, there is no level 6 on Jericho, but they're not going to push the issue. So they're just happy to pop that and put it on cooldown for 200 seconds.
I feel like what Navigator has done, they've blocked the Ancients of Ferrari, so he's yet to take a single stack of those camp. And you're looking all right. You got a slight gold lead, but it's important that they keep making moves. The one thing they're missing is the same thing we saw both Complexity and Mineski missing again in their matchup against the other Chinese team. Seriously, just tower vision. You don't have that natural ability to push objectives. You've got Wraith King, sure, skeletons, but just so much wave clear. It's much more difficult for them to get active. Midas on the Wraith King.
Time just arrived. Rock's available. Jericho is ready to start pumping in face beyond the primary target while down the river. It's a little bit more problematic for the Rubik. He's already fallen. Where's this Rock? It's going to drop. Hitting over on form. The Burrow Strike. Whisper gets beside the pit. Combining with the Bomb. This is why one broken hero to another Warlock gets himself 2 of these kills. Chris brings him the extra damage. And eHarm have to respect the ability and the grit to fight.
It's true, and look at the other key component of that fight. Look at the vision the dire side has around that engagement. 5 just in a line.
Let's see it again.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of overconfidence from eHarm. They have to back away immediately here, but they get the 4-man Golem, double stun from Whisper through the pit, well played, and then just a crit on Fatal Bonded targets. It's just too much damage.
And that's what I was hoping for from Whisper, but you see, like, yeah, this amplification. That allows them to hit this sweet spot, but they need to keep hitting it, right? Like they can't just, that can't be it. You can't just now move back and continue to farm and let ends catch up again.
This'll be, I'm looking for Stinger to have a big performance this game. You got a ton of great spells to steal, notably everything that Lina and Jakiro possess. And you can make some huge plays later on into the game, but do keep in mind, we've yet to see the Naga Siren do much of anything, just farming for now. And with the ults on cooldown, you want to look to push here as eHarm. That's exactly what they're going to do in the top lane.
Yeah, tier 1 tower to die.
What was the glitch?
The creep wave keeping it alive. It was pushing the tier 1 tower in mid as well. So maybe that's a small advantage, but they're not going to get the tier 1 tower in mid from this. But it is delaying the push up on top. Whisper's got himself a haste drone looking to run up. He'll come under both Observer Water as well as the illusions. But a lot of damage into the tier 1 tower on bot and the tier 1 tower mid. So Empieza are able to get themselves at least a trade.
I mean, you know, the Kunkka, not doing so shabby. 5K net worth.
Yeah. They smoke up. Empieza will look for another fight, and they can look towards mid.
They want Ferrari.
Whisper's doing the defense job. Hilariously enough, too, he can actually buy that Yule Scepter if he wants to. Sacrifices buyback for it, but what they really probably want is that tier 1 tower gone in mid, so Ferrari doesn't have that TP support location, at least.
Well, we got to be careful. Oh, the smoke's going to break, never end. And they know something's up. You know, things I looked. I forgot the key X factor for Empieza. This Wraith King. You know, they got the Wraith King, the hero of the tournament for them. Perhaps we were too quick to judge them, both the panel and the desk. However, it's still an uphill battle. At a point, Naga Siren will be the strongest hero in this match, but you're going to have a point. You've got this huge Sand King. The Radiance on Wraith King is
real nice.
Halfway there.
Whisper, can he get in range for the stun? X-Mark the spot? Yeah, they can. The back here, the Torrent clips just the edge. He Burrow Strikes underneath the macro pyre of Jakiro to get the kill onto Xingqiu, and it was Xingqiu wanting to be the aggressor. He's got Laguna Blade up. He wanted to get a quick pop with the rest of his team, but they just couldn't hit that initial stun on the SK. Because he just got out of range, I think, of that sentry wall that just died.
Yeah, Whisper's also got so much mobility now. The Yules, only brown boots, but once he finishes his blink bots, that's when it starts to get scary. You can see on Vergesa, they've got this great, it's like this 1+1 theory. You have any of their supports plus a core, it's going to be a kill. You've got so many stun train combinations. eHome are more reliant on a song to disrupt those combos. And they're definitely going to be able to hunt here on Vergesa if they look to get aggressive.
I love this from Whisper, putting himself in frontline position. With Yules, he can escape, so he's okay to be that front line, to have a look and ensure the tier 1 tower is going to go down. Even enough to reveal himself to kill off the creep wave.
A 3K gold lead already.
What are they going to do? Commit a sentry ward behind this tower? Like, he's even cutting the trees to ensure no one's hiding on the side.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So tier 1 tower, guaranteed, no fight from try and contest it. They dropped the sentry, but very, very late. The Sandstorm's already run its course. And I think they pinged down. I think they saw Faith Beyond in the trees.
Faith Beyond is next to no game at this point. You compare him to his enemy offlane, almost doubled up. And I got a question for Ferrari specifically. The way he's played this game is very passive. The Dragonlance first, now into the Deso, but he has yet to get involved. 157 CS just before the 15-minute mark, sure, but the mid tower still half HP. Not much mat pressure put out, and obviously never end. It's not like he's looking to get involved either. Until that Manta, perhaps, will be up soon.
Yeah, that's yes, it really does go through the roof. But it doesn't show enough in the net worth either. Like top 2 net worth, like it's split. Like you got Naga and TA above the 7K mark, but Innocent's gonna be pulled back in. Trying to go for a nice pass just to keep him away for the fire strike of Whisper. And Shaw's the kill. He doesn't care about these line stuns when he just goes underneath it.
Kunkka Sand King's one of the best kill combos in the game. So you already have your catch covered as on Vergesa, and then the team fight, once the Radiance has his, the Wraith King has his Radiance, and then the Warlock is close to that line. Double stun?
Double stun, yeah. Whisper, he had the Bar Strike available, but wasn't certain if they're losing their Observer Ward, because by attacking it, they reveal the fact there is an Observer Ward on the hillside. So it's still going to be a 1-1 trade-off ward.
Yep, Deso up on Ferrari now, just before 16 minutes. And this is fine. eHome, you're in an okay spot. They're all in on these 2 cores. We've seen their strategy played out. They'll be able to hit those late-game combinations once Song is online. And Vergesa, you've got to capitalize now. You've got a lead. You've got 3 huge cores. Your ultimates are available.
They need to keep their core alive. K1's being initiated on the bottom lane. Hands is already there. Man, the damage output. It is definitely not there wanting. As K1 starts his retreat. Torrent, shift combination, Face Beyond. The song comes out. The stun will last a while, but there's more support here from Vergesa. And now with the rock drop, Face Beyond can't keep his run going. X-Mark spot comes out, but a Bonds will connect him up to the creep wave. As K1 cannot afford to dive, he will be able to live, but Roshan is where eHome have moved. Stinger can chase down End, but trying to make the most of this early Desolator and take Roshan. So be quick about it.
That's a great play from eHome, and you're totally fine with that. Unfortunately, the rock he used for Vergesa, it's great, but now your team fights disappeared. You don't want to allow Vergesa to like take a fight with the Radiance timing, then just walk into Roche afterwards.
Yeah.
This gives them that ability to potentially fight on Ferrari, I think, is going to be the timing. Because now you have the Manta, soon Diffusal on Naga, and the BKB from Ferrari. You'll have 2 methods of removing the Fatal Bonds, and the heroes suddenly start to deal some serious DPS.
Yeah. This is that thing. This is the reason why the panel's like, man, eHome are looking good. Like, but
Faith Beyond isn't. That's the concern. This hero, tiny, like you don't do a damn thing later on in this game. No Midas. He's going drums into Blink Dagger. He will not be scaling. Xingqiu, of course, will probably take up some of that load just because the 4 Lina has so much ability to shove waves as the game continues.
Yeah, you just see the way she just demolished that tier 1 tower on top. One quick refraction buff, and all of a sudden that tier 1 tower is toast.
Radiance complete.
Just under 18 minutes for the Wraith King.
The lines being drawn. I believe that was Stinger on the Rubik. Just trying to discuss where they'd like to play, I imagine.
Well, they probably want to have a fight. The Blink Dagger's over on the SK too, so they've got initiation. They've got the interference in the team fight from the Radiance. And we should be looking at the rocks, like Reincarnation's coming back off cooldown. The big abilities are starting to arrive again, so it's a little bit longer. But K1, yeah, he's just walking in. Summon the army. He's the only one there. But he needs to stop this push.
He's got ultimate. And eHome know that they just simply cannot mess with the Wraith King at the moment. We'll be able to soon, however. Once the Diffusal's up, he's got to be real careful. It just burns so much mana nowadays. The damage output was nerfed in previous patches, but 50 mana per hit. and 16, well, 50 from the real hero,
Dire's middle
16 from the
tower is
illusions,
under
but
attack.
either way, if you let Naga deal the brunt of the damage to the Wraith King, he will be for sure. He's got a wand, of course, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. I actually think it's one of the games he might want to even go for a soul ring just for now until he hits level 20. You just pop it as you die, and you always get the reincarnate off. At least most of the time. There's the defusal. So
yeah,
it's go time. Naga's still sole position to the net worth lead. And you can see the Vergesa net worth advantage is dropping the longer the game continues stagnant, simply because the TA Naga eat more of the map faster.
and they're still being able to control a large amount of the boundary runes. I don't know if they can continue to do this, because they can take in the tier 2 tower out in bottom lane, but unless they can keep that lane shoved in, they can't drag E-Home to the southern side of the map.
No.
Which means you've kind of always got to keep your initiator, SK, down there, because Rubik's not going to do the push for you, Warlock won't do the push for you.
I'm just scared about their damage output. You know, right now, Wraith King, sure, it's hard, but the Radiance is still a big tool. You don't do much to TA through BKB, and that's going to be the problem that I have with the draft. Isn't
that where you look a little bit more towards, like Chris? Like, he went for the armlet to begin with. Like, do you build up into harder hitting? Like, do you get that Daedalus we've seen on a lot of conkers? And does that actually work when you go armlet first?
Yes, it's just the problem I have is it's no longer pure damage, right? So these high armor heroes like Naga, you just don't take as much damage from the cleave.
4-3 goes bait. Ferrari's baiting on the rune. He's looking for a quick meld strike, but up on top, Wraith King is falling down very, very quickly. The Yule Scepter up into the air, and now bringing back down again. VQ should go down. He can't get away, even with the Song of the Siren for cover. Neverend cannot do it. But Ferrari now is on the run. Looks for that blink forward from Whisper. He's able to find the target. Fire strikes in. They'll drop the rock. They want to keep these chainstones going. Onto Ferrari, who's trying to get up the hill and away. It won't be possible. Picked up and thrown back down again with the ice path and macro fire and everything else. Even with the photo box, no one else is there to do any kind of damage. So Whisper will jump in. He'll break the Aegis more. Defensive Yule Scepter, but then it's straight back down to the ice path. Innistus will find the kill on him.
Stop playing the Toby, and that's the problem. Like, the drafts, they've peaked, right? You can see TA sets the trap, kills Tonka by himself. No assistance, Ferrari just takes him down. All of a sudden, you're not winning this fight on Vergesa, because that's a huge component of their team fight. Great buyback from XinQ, the song to disengage, and I like the chase from Vergesa, but the TA has Aegis. Even if you get that kill, you're blowing a solo rock on a TA. Like, as he's getting up to the high ground, you know there's going to be counter initiation coming from E-Home. Heavily punished there.
Yeah, they're just hungry for anything they can get their hands on, but if that double ice path didn't connect, it looked like they could have still fought in the fight, but you've got to give respect to the Jakiro.
For sure.
He was their primary stunner. Like, the Light Striker Ray's one hitting hard and tiny. Now at least has a blink dagger, so he can be that initiation he never was before. And BKB for TA also completed.
And he's so good at using the tossbacks as well, and that's going to really make it difficult for Vergesa to play this game. They don't have any BKBs, so if you just get blinked on, tossed into an ice path, into a Lena stun, there's so many tools E-Home have to just immediately re-stun and slay this hero that's now entered the fray. And if you're on Vergesa, turning it around is tough. You've got some limited peel, you can drop the rock, but it's not going to be enough. Now that there's a BKB on TA, no one can match his physical damage output. You're going to need some great halberd usages from K1. He's going to be tanky, but I expect he's going to fight
straight into the middle of E-Home. 3 on the hill, kill him off. Yeah. And Chris, he's sticking around. They didn't really have to commit too much E-Home, but they'll get a double ship, double torrent, double boat. But all the double downs won't help you. It's still a full retreat. And has Song of the Siren, he's a little out of range. He needs to wrap up around the corner. Observer ward planted down, so Jericho sees him. And here's the Song of the Siren. 3 caught together in the tree lines as well. Stinger's trying to stay out of range. Now he'll be caught by it. Honey will allow to reset while the ice path catches the rage down. But now the rock is dropped down. Song of the Siren can be stolen. Trying to actually reset themselves, but it won't last long enough. He goes down. Look at the fatal bond. It's still not. They broke it free. Kunker is trapped in space beyond. Hitting from the tree, and maybe they have enough damage when the ice path once again connects with the Wraith King. He doesn't have enough mana for his reincarnation. He ran too low. Chris is on the retreat back out. The TA's doing so much work with the help of Face Beyond. They do bring down Chris to move their attention of the support. Glimmercake will protect him. Does reveal, but there's no follow-up. Whisper is trying to solo 4-3-0. He has Fuel. Shadow cancel the TP out. Jericho's going to come down, try and help him out as well. Ice path playing around, and Jericho will die. But the Creep Wave is helping kill He's actually helping kill Ferrari. Letting Whisper finish the job. He'll dodge the avalanche thanks to that observer ward on the hillside. He had the information. The man Whisper standing strong to the end has almost been the tale of the tournament for the Peruvians.
You have trouble with pronunciation there.
I really do.
I'm still curious.
I actually tell you because I took a chunk out of my
4-3-0.
lip and I can't get it out without actually biting it again.
Just an interesting engagement by eHome. Very aggressive, and I think that it's a trade, but you got to figure it benefits eHome when you consider that they take this fight, and it ends up even, but the Kunkka lived for so long. You saw the disarm come out as Ferrari's BKB ended. It's the only reason he was able to stay alive. Then the great upheaval just making it hellish for these two cores to deal damage, but it's on the Vergesa's side of the map. It forces the ultimates, and it ensures that eHome will be able to breathe again. Another 2 minutes now where they can casually farm the map.
As you see the net was zeroing out. Chris is looking for some more, but with the macro pie, there's no creep waves getting through that mid lane. But no, smoke up. eHome want to keep the pressure on. It's had room to breathe, but it's also room to move. You can flex and get to the dire side. Look for your own fight. Rock is down. Epi is down.
I'm just going to continue to move forward.
Up again. He walked right into the middle of Nitro Illusions, and there's your toss. No! He went into the middle of the ice path, only catching Illusions, and there's 2 heroes dead. Maybe 3. In fact, it will be 3. Rubik picks him up, throws him, tosses him around, but yet again, another ice path. They just can't walk away from the frost, and this is all around the 25-minute bounty runes. It'll still be a 2-2 trade-off.
Oh, it's just so easy for him to find kills now. They've got the tools online, the Blink Dagger, the maxed out stuns on both supports. If you get that initial lockdown, like, those heroes will die. And the problem with the Vergesa lineup is that while their team fight's great, it just won't save the heroes that get jumps. You need to have the initiator's advantage, and for that, I think you need the Wraith King to have some method of mobility, and he's just itemizing for pure right-click and a mix of survivability with the Halberd then into the AC. I'm just concerned that it won't matter because this Naga Siren, this hero is bonkers, almost 400 CS at 26 minutes.
Yeah, and she put that into the Scania that just got completed.
The illusions get harder and harder to kill. It's one of the hardest carries in Dota right now, and I don't know how you're going to deal with it as on Vergesa. Echo Saber now on Faith Beyond.
How does he sign to get money? Like, he was shut down so hard. But the one fight up on top, and eHome's the first wave of items has now just led to the second and probably the third in a bit.
And you can see the main ingredient in their success is just that as the game stagnates, they gain more gold than on Vergesa, plus their draft will outscale. So they're not on a clock, but they're still trying to take the fight to Vergesa. So even if they were to lose a fight, they're at least taking it on their terms, and they're ensuring that they're on the dire side of the map. They're going to get scanned out in the pit, but it's going to be tough. You're so far out of position.
The DD of Ferrari is letting him burn through Roshan, and there's no way even if they want to get over there in time they could get there. 2 far cores on the southern side of the map trying to just add that south lane pressure.
Cheese now on the Tiny, and just feels like eHome outclassing the Peruvian side a bit. Making the moves on Vergesa a little lost, and I don't blame them because there are no easy decisions to make in this game. You've got to try and find a way to pincer eHome and find the Naga somehow. But you just can't 100-0 if you don't have enough 100-0 CC possibilities, and he'll eventually get the song off. Now there's an Aegis, but
they're moving in with the creep wave through the top lane. They don't care about the mid, and that's where Vergesa is currently set up to defend. So while Warlock, he's already back. You can be careful. Very isolated.
They're not dewarding.
It's that observer. They need to see it.
This is not good for Vergesa if that ward stays up.
There's 2 sentries on the Warlock. He can get rid of it.
Yeah. It just look. The thing about it is like the wave clear advantage too. We forgot to mention this, but Naga Siren doesn't have to put herself at risk. And look at the waves. The courier as well. It's just you don't need to actually risk anything, and you're just killing creep wave after creep wave. There's nothing Vergesa can do to respond. TA now finishing the MKB. The Halberd Radiance combo of K1 will no longer enable him to survive against the right click.
Yeah, 445 blast hits, sure. Wraith King has the Assault Cuirass. At least they're finding some level of survivability and potentially enabling their own physical damage.
Yeah, I love Alina's support when you get to this phase of the game, though. He went for the stun damage talent along with the cast range and the Aether Lens. He'll be able to Yules and stun from miles away.
Faith Beyond coming underneath the tier 3 tower. Chris going to have the X mark, torrent shit. They want to try and pull him back. Remember, he's got the cheese. Meanwhile, Stinger's going to go down. Trying to move out of the mid, but Faith Beyond still very much isolated. Another Burrow Strike. If he's perma-stunned, he can't actually, in fact, he doesn't use the cheat, so Faith Beyond just dying.
Bottom though. Oh no, Race King, what are you doing? TP got canceled. He didn't see the Naga. Now Neverend is just going to kill him twice.
There's TP support coming in. They're trying to help him out. End is chasing. Rubik is nearby. K1's going to try and stand his ground and fight, but now Warlock links them together, so K1 can retreat. Another ensnare is out. Ensnare stolen by Stinger, so he's got his own control factor. He's going to need it. Ferrari moving forward. Sentry Ward, no way to hide inside the melt. They just keep the pickup. Throw back down again. Reincarnation, it is going to trigger, and they need the hold for the Burrow Strike. Whisper hits the back line. He goes in Q. He's pushing Innocence Albert with the rock down as well. Jericho trying to fight back out. The Aegis Immortal is going to trigger, but Ed pull back into the ship torrent as everything combination. Ferrari being controlled up, never ending by this stolen net, and he just can't move anywhere. Brought down, 85 seconds on the sideline, and he's trapped in the trees. Upheaval, he can't move. Stinger will now arrive with the rest of Amagosa just to wreck eHome.
Unbelievable. Sick plays from Whisper. He got the supports. That was the key. You could see eHome suffering because they didn't have the control, taking that fight without Faith Beyond. And Ferrari just far too overconfident. He thinks with his MKB that he can go toe-to-toe with the Wraith King, but there's an assault cuirass on this hero now. He's got far too much health and armor to be able to go toe-to-toe, and he just turns around and hits Ferrari in the face, getting lifesteal crits. Like, there's nothing.
Look at him push
do. Now they're going high ground.
Yep, they got a creep wave winner. They've got an army of the dead. They've got a rock that's just actually going to time out, but they've got no buyback on TA. So damage the tier 3 tower bot. They hit hard, they hit fast. And if they could take this, they could start removing shrines on the map.
Why is Lena? Lena's in the top area of the map. You could easily be saving this tower if you just spam out some spells.
Maybe they never thought that they were going to really commit to this. Macro 5 can hold, but the tier 3 tower is lost. They may be able to take the range rack. That's the easy one to bring down. Reincarnation is available. Faith Beyond gets the top back up the tier 4 tower. K1 in a little too deep. The torrent is a great connection to the back line, giving K1 that space to move a little bit further back out. But all they get is the Reincarnation. The creep wave is still there. TA up in 7 seconds time. Whisper now arriving for the fight. He's got epicenter. He wants to keep his distance. The ship is coming in. And Faith Beyond another top back over on the epicenter. So hard. Naga so low at that front of boss. He will die here. And he will be able to buy back over his full 3-0. He moves in, looking for the kill, hitting through K1. No Reincarnation was left on him. Stinger will fall as well. You pushed it to the limit. But at the end of the day, eHome holds strong thanks to money.
Dude, they got the Naga buyback, though. That is huge. And I think the Scotty pickup is actually coming back to haunt Neverend. He's taking so much physical damage, no evasion, and he just exploded. Like, he actually, I don't know if that was the Fatal Bombs or what, but Faith Beyond is going to try and go for the Kunkka now. This could be very dangerous, I think.
Chris torn his way through the tree line. Gets clipped by one hit of the avalanche as well as the tree toss. The trap split down. He's going to try and hold himself back under the cover of his own torrent, but it will not work. Kunkka will fall. And Chris celebrated just a little bit too early.
It's too offensive. It's the buyback on the Naga. You invest so much to kill him, right? But he's just immediately back in the fight. And you can see the eHome stun train, right? Faith Beyond with the toss back. If the two supports stay alive, one of those cores will not be able to move. You've got Yules, you've got Ice Path, you've got Lena stun, and these cooldowns are too low. 7-second cooldown Lena stun, 9 seconds Ice Path. It's permanent disable. And God, now all of the lane's going to be pushed out by these Naga illusions. Is now it's eHome's turn to wreck the base.
They're hitting through backdoor regen. There is no fortification available.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
And now tier 3s. The melee top rack is going down as well.
Just immediately initiated.
And he jumped in. Stinger, a little too close. They still don't know because that Observable's getting a full duration inside their base, so eHome know what they can get away with. And the tower is going to go down to the Naga illusion of end.
They're so close.
Well, it's not over yet, Kyle. It's definitely swinging both ways.
How many times this tournament have we seen teams, you know, the underdog, you get excited, you're like, oh wow, maybe they're actually going to do it. We didn't give them enough credit, and no, and just like a balloon that's overinflated.
Right, there's a BKB on Kunkka, he'll stand in the fight, there's a Shivas on SK. I believe in anybody in this game has been Whisper. Like he has been the destroyer of the backline, destroyer of the supports who keep those stun controls down.
Because you have major damage issues right now on eHome. You look how tanky this Amvergesa core lineup is. Double Halberd, right? Armlet on the Kunkka. Now Shivas and the armor talent on the Sand King. 3 strength cores, okay? They are indestructible. However, if eHome keep these supports alive, the tossbacks, they have the time to click these big tanky beasts down.
Yep.
You need to try and find a way to take out the Lina most of all, especially now that the Ag Scepter's picked up. He's about to get that Spell Amp talent as well. That's going to be, what is it, 921 at the moment, pure damage. It'll be plus 14% Spell Amp. It'll be over 1,000 total.
Over 1,000.
Over 1,000.
That's decent. I think Amvergesa should be a little bit concerned about it.
I mean, it goes for both squads, though, because the Warlock Rubik do provide a ton of support.
This is such a cheap push.
What?
Well, it's just the liquid fire where you never get in range and take the damage. So it's an easy way to take a tier 1 tower down. Took 34 minutes to claim it, however. Amvergesa's done a pretty damn good job of keeping the push going.
Indeed, it's tough against Naga as well. Shouldn't understate just how annoying it is to play against this hero. The skill, even not quite there. You just literally send illusions to creep waves, and at this phase of the game, they just died.
Hey, you need to be able to micro.
It's true.
You got to manage your resources, manage your illusions, and solo smoke. Jericho's got 1 observer and 1 sentry to do this with. I don't think he actually meant to hit that button.
And butterfly now on the Naga. Ugh. The illusion talent as well. Soon they're going to have a level 25 on the TA. That'll be the melted bash, I imagine.
Do you actually need to get an MKB now on the Wraith King? Like,
you kind of do.
Switch him off what he's looking at, because he's close on the. I think the BKB's coming on the courier, but the next thing he's got is a Mjolnir.
Well, he's learned his lesson from that last engagement, right, where he realized, like, I'm just being tossed around like a beach ball. I can't actually hit anyone, and I'm being kited. You need this immunity to be able to kill off the Naga Siren. You can no longer get ensnared through BKB, so you should be able to stick to the target. It's just a question of, to your point, without MKB, how are you going to deal with damage? And yeah, you got the melted bash now on Ferrari. He's going to be going for the Daedalus next, but I'm sure he wants to conserve money for the buyback. And Amvergesa, it's tough. Roche spawning in 2 minutes. That'll probably be the next big engagement that we see. Do keep in mind that 3 out of the last 4 bounty runes did go to eHome.
They're coming for a fight. Amvergesa will really want to force eHome into an unfavorable engagement. They fortify early to keep these other catapults alive. It's Wraith King, man, that early damage. He gets hit hard.
He's going to get Ags ulted in a sec.
Yeah, he's going to be careful.
Oh,
just more distance. Again, never ends.
Illusions, man.
He keeps finding the couriers. That's the second courier's kill with illusions.
And they're stopping the push in 2 ways, right? Because sure, you've got the stun train to just force Wraith King away, but the creep wave was cut by the Naga illusions as he's pressuring bottom. It's just so annoying to play against Never End. Now with the boss, it gets even more frustrating to deal with, because they'll constantly be able to apply split pressure while still being able to support his team. And now, great smoke from eHome.
Yeah, they're so close, however. But who are they close to? The smoke's going to break right on top of the Dire Observable. They find Jericho, 4-staff up the hill, into the TA trap, and Line Tracker, a secondary 4-staff, pushing him away into a better position. They just want to ensure he's gone. The Death Rock comes out. Face beyond some for only a second. That BKB retreat from him. Still wanting to continue, but the BKBs are running off. Maybe they do not want to be here anymore. Warlock is down. They do not force a buyback.
I'm surprised. There was no shrine there. I thought for sure they were going to go for a toss back onto the Wraith King. Yeah, he has BKB, but you're in a great position as eHome. But you don't want to take that game-losing fight around the Roche pit, right?
Chris, he's found Innocence. Did he get the X marks? He did not. TA trap pops quickly. Roshan's not too far off.
It's because they do force the buyback, and it's just disciplined play by eHome. They recognize they're ahead, and that the huge objective is Roshan. You have to abuse your strengths of the draft. There's nothing that you have on Amvergesa right now to deal with the Naga split push. You don't have bots yet. If Whisper buys them, he no longer has buyback. So it's a very difficult spot that they're in, because the Naga's not leaving bottom until the fight starts.
They're coming with the Warlock. While these BKBs are down Amvergesa, they really want to try and take this fight, so they move in. Whisper is your front liner. It's kind of going to be K1, however, he's the one with that reincarnation. And Whisper, he jumps in to get the double stop quickly into the sandstorm, and then with the Shiva Scar keeping him slow, they're going to bring down maybe Ferrari. They do! He's got buyback, and remember, they're still underneath the Radiant Shrine, so Innocence, the next target, moving further to the side. They need a stun, and they won't have one. The TP out is happening, and meanwhile, Tier 3 tower is going down. Whisper is beginning his TP back with the Burrow Strike. He needs to keep this control going a little bit longer. And Song of the Siren with his BKB. No, well, okay, Jericho, he's in a little bit of trouble with the Tiny. There's a Song of the Siren. They catches Jericho on the retreat. One more Death Rock, but no buyback from the Warlock. They at least keep their bottom lane of racks alive, and there's your BT buy from the SK. They need to keep the split push going.
This is the sort of play that teams no longer in this tournament can learn from, where eHome, yes, they're in a huge lead. They could probably take this fight. You let the Ferrari TA die. He doesn't have BKB. Who cares? You know that you have to respond bottom. So it's a no-lose scenario. Maybe a hero dies.
Well, they come to contest. The tree toss sees. K1 moves forward. And you give Empieza credit for ballsiness. They're always willing to get involved.
Naga going bottom, as to be expected. It's just rinse, repeat. You can't deal with the split push. On Vergesa, they have to try and find a team fight.
K1's forcing it. He's starting up Roshan, and that's why the Bar Strike over on Innocent. I pass this on. That's a nice deal. That's going to come in use. Later on, Macropire inside the pit. Roshan's at half-life at the moment.
He supports the long-range harass, so it makes it so difficult to play the game for Vergesa.
Oh, it's K1 do. He's moving over. Whisper, they found a target. Think use the Ice Pass to connect with him. Face beyond, tossing him up and down. So Rickovic's already been popped up with a Spirit Vessel. Lena doesn't have a lot of life. Whisper wants to finish this job, and Lena will end up going down, but 5x available. Still no Warlock. 20 seconds before he's back up and fighting. The BKB from K1, but how do you battle? And you drop the ship, you drop the boat, you drop everything. Whisper, bring in the epicenter, but both the BKBs have end as well as Face Beyond. Keep them alive.
I'm going to go right back into the pit. They've got to hustle, though. There's no shrine, so Warlock will not be here. It's a 4-on-5 scenario.
How are you meant to get in time? There's still cheese on the deck. Someone, yeah, okay, yeah, back for that.
Is that a refresher, by the way, or the Ags upgrade?
The other one has to check. I see Tiny with an Ags upgraded.
Ooh. Oh, the tree volley. I don't actually, is that good?
It's that good.
I have not seen that. I know before it was nerfed.
It looks really cool when you got Nature's Prophet there, because he's like, hey, I'll give you your arsenal. But yeah, let me see a volley. I always like having my unforced errors quote, but now we're playing the volley game.
Yeah, it's definitely, I think.
Into the mid. Oh, going for the top mid. Back beyond, throwing him around. Running for Ferrari. Ferrari hits him hard. 10:45 on the crit. K1 comes back to life again. Ship, Tarn, boat, everything comes down. Ferrari's out of BKB. They just need to retreat right now.
Oh, the melt.
Empieza. K1's in too deep. He burns in the macro pie. No 5x available. Song of the Siren. It caught 3. All around the racks. They're ready to fight Face Beyond. He's just blocking a couple of trees. So the rock will drop. They'll fall to connect, but there is no any level of damage drop is there. When the ship connects, Ferrari's already being popped. The tree is trying to retreat back out. The tree falling. He needs more tree. There's just not enough spark to fight. And Zinger, well, he still died to Ferrari. Ferrari's up in the air, but Whisper can bring him back down again with a Phantom. Finally defends the refraction, but Face Beyond under his cover as the BKB goes to the tier 4 towns to get the top kill.
He needs to get to the trees.
The buybacks are kicking in. The illusions are still causing so many problems. They're splitting it between the mid, the bottom, the top, everywhere. Whisper wants in through the rear. His Shiva guard coming off cooldown. Epicenter, channel, and inject. Right in with the fatal boss. It's good. Split damage out. A quick Yule Scepter trying to protect Zinchu, but it just allows him to set up for the torrent. And Ferrari still stuck inside the base. Slowed down by the upheaval. Neverend will finally stop that by throwing out his own ensnare. The boat too far away, but Whisper's got the sun available. But can they get through this Naga? They may not have enough damage for it. And he just creates more of himself and has Face Beyond come in to help, tossing up the Sand King. Whisper's got to be careful. Another Burrow strike forward into the Sandstorm, slowing down End. But now with the Ice Pass, he's locked in the macro fire. He can't get out. It's the death for Whisper. He threw everything he possibly could, but it's just not enough. eHome sustained damage lasting forever, and Chris can't do jack. So even BTing into the Tiny, so End is back to the fight once again.
Well played by eHome. Just picking Empieza apart. They recognize we'll lose fights if we bump up in too much of a ball, but just keep splitting, apply damage to the structures, force Empieza to make these aggressive moves, and their team fighting fantastically. You can't really ask for more in the spot they're in, but you can just see the before TA going toe-to-toe with the Wraith King was favored. You know, you couldn't kill him. Whereas now after the Daedalus, now the Naga is 6-slotted, it's a totally different story. And K1, even though he's the top net worth for his team, he just disappears. The Ag's ultimate through the BKB from the Lena, how much damage did that? That's 1044.56. In addition, the melt hit Bash. That also punctures BKB, whereas the Empieza side, you just don't have enough damage to go through these 3 BKBs on the eHome side, all 3 cores.
They'll have one more fight in them, really. And eHome will expend everything they've got. They've got the 3 buybacks. Empieza don't really have anything along those lines. Wraith King is short of the money. Everyone else is on a timer.
They played admirably. I mean, you consider this is, we just watched 4 games from Mineski and Cole against the other Chinese side in Sirius, and I don't think that there was a single one where a team looked better than Ambergesa doing this one. They've just done well. It's just tough. They made one mistake, you could argue, getting too aggressive when they got that bottom range racks, and since then it's been all E-home all the time.
Well, they've got a little bit more damage. They spent everything else they've got, so the Daedalus for Kunkka, and the Mjolnir up for the Wraith King.
They're going to try, but E-home circling the base like a pack of wolves, just waiting for the opportunity. It's just going to be the same story. Naga pushing it from one direction, maybe trying to catch a song, as the rest of the heroes of E-home look to find that one isolated weakling, toss him back, or just toss him in the air. Stun train, TA, one hero dead.
The only issue E-home really has in these fights is there's just not enough trees. Like, we can't even see the proper volley.
Yeah.
It's,
I hear the animation, like, wait, what?
Yeah, he had 2 trees around him or something like that.
Surprised they didn't give it to Jakiro, in all honesty. Ags would have given it, becomes pure damage, of course, and it lasts for 30 seconds. It's pretty cool. Another thing to note is the amount of, just late game, E-home's heroes just scale so well. The 40% XP talent on Jakiro's paying off. He's almost 25. The minus 60 liquid fire attack speed. I mean, how's Wraith King Kunkka? They don't have any attack speed items. They're getting crushed by it. And you also consider the Lina, just so much presence from so far away. If you can't initiate as Ambergesa, you're going to just be stunned at all times.
You see the hope of Kunkka, like the rapier. It's like, maybe one day I can buy this. But right now, when he doesn't crit, he does like half damage to the creep wave that's coming his way. Well, there's your volley toss.
It was not underwhelming.
Yeah, you know, you have those things. Hey, welcome to an Aghanim's upgrade. Is this going to be really good for me? Well, maybe. I look at it and go, no, actually, that looks really boring at the end of the day. Or I would never itemize for this if we didn't have it from Roshan. But at this rate, Roshan's going to spawn before E-home go high ground again.
Oh wait, I'm dumb. I forgot. Jakiro's talent is what gives the Macropyre pure damage, not the Axe. Whoops. It just makes it last longer and deal more damage. In addition,
it increases the range with the.
It's range and duration. That's all. Got it.
I wasn't going to correct you. I don't have a computer to look this kind of stuff up in front. You've got that for a reason, man.
No, I remembered it. I totally didn't Google it. The thing that you might be waiting for are just the level 25s. Jakiro will get that ice path duration most likely. Tiny, yep, the 9-second avalanche cooldown. Well, it becomes 5 seconds. You remove 9 seconds. He'll have the AC finish soon as well. You're just not in a rush, right? You've got Ambergesa stuck in their base. They're getting half bounty from all these mega creep waves, and you know that there's no real danger that you're in, as it's so much simpler for you to just spam Naga illusions to push out these waves.
They are trying to put as much money into their Kunkka as possible from all the waves. Like, they're hurting it, so then Kunkka can just hit it and get that last bit of gold. It's like, I need these creeps, Got him. 3.4k on the Kunkka. One step closer to Rapier. And my god, do they need it.
Jakiro stuns are now nearly 4 seconds. It's just, it's so hard. You're going to get 100, you're just constantly stun locked by just Alina and Jakiro. It's ridiculous.
Well, they're coming out top underneath the Observer Ward, trying to de-ward it, and that's a big one. They can't afford to lose the Warlock. 4-star up, as Wisp got another push for him. Yep, with the Glimmer Cape, they get out protection. The volley comes in, and it's very much off the target. Same with the Macropyre, same with the Ice Path. They just need to reset.
I believe the BKBs, though.
Oh, but yes, so careful where Whisper is. He's over on the side. The TA trap saw him move in. At least the sentry wards are down from Ambergesa this time around, so they're able to get rid of the observe wards inside their own base.
You can see it's still dangerous because in order to kill the base, you're going to need to group up. There's not much space around these tier 4s, and you're always wary of that Fatal Bond's crit combo from the Kunkka. You're so close to 6 slot on pretty much every hero. Faith Beyond's about to go finish his AC in the jungle. Looks like Never Ends confused. He had queued up, can't remember what it was, but now it's an Orchid into a Bloodthorn. But in reality, it's the Aegis that they're waiting for. They get a Refresher Shard, they get a free Ags upgrade as well for who can I only imagine be the Jakiro. Butterfly soon to follow on 430 as well. Yeah, no hurry. Yeah, disc on the Lehman.
Yeah, we've got all night, guys. Relax. Like, in the meantime,
They're trying to do a service for us, right? We've had a lot of quick series.
exactly.
You know, trying to make sure that we all get our money's worth.
Yeah.
Twitch chat paid a lot for these tickets.
It's really a fish show, wait. Like, I'll do the draft. I know how to drag a game out, guys. 5,000 on the Conker. One step closer. Every moment, one step closer to that rapier.
And Faith Beyond at the AC, they've got almost everything you could ask for now. They're just looking to split up on
They're slipping in through top
spot.
Using that smoke, they're in close enough. Who's the first target? Watch the buyback counters as well as we get close to crunch time. It comes off cooldown for Conker as well as SK, the tree toss forward, catching Chris as well as Whisper. And maybe another little catch, K1. Very much. We're trying to act as bait because he's got his buyback, so he can die 3 times in this fight, potentially 4 depending how long it drags on.
Yeah, look for the Ice Path steal because it's upgraded now, and Rubik will get that increased duration.
Curry's making the run. Curry's making the run. You've got this. Hang on, I was gonna say cluckles, but it's barrels. He's a flying bear.
Now this is big.
You've got this. You've got this. That's what?
No, what? That's not it.
Go back. You're not done. You need to buy rapier. That's not all of it.
That's not it.
No, you need more.
No.
He's got the money. You got the money.
He wants buyback.
Everyone else has buyback. You need damage.
You got the Ags on Warlock, though.
Yeah, so that's what the trip was for.
Yep, you got the armor on the Golem as well.
Oh, he finishes the second Daedalus. Oh,
what?
I just feel like I have been debated. Like, he gave us a rapier in his quick fight, he went a Daedalus. I suppose the math makes sense normally for Conker, right? Sometimes.
Well, see, I mean, you're getting to just insane levels of GPM now. There's an out of slots on pretty much everybody. I don't even know who's going to take these items.
Yeah, it's like everyone's like, well, we'll leave more in the pit.
Oh, that's cool. The Naga will take the Ag, so the song will now heal all allies for 10% health per second. As you stay near her singing. Sure. It's pretty cool. So you can find that initial kill, tank a ton of damage.
And you've got double, because you've got a refresher orb coming on the courier.
Is that really necessary?
Yeah, you've got the money, you may as well do it. Bank of China is currently very wealthy and they wish to invest in different companies.
It's true. They're 40K now, all of a sudden. So, and once again, split off the Naga illusions, keep Omphrigus is centered around the tier 4s. Just wait for that misclick, that misplay, pick off.
Whisper's probably the closest. He's out of range of the sentry ward, but not that sentry ward. I definitely see this. Your crits are finally starting to kick in. They're being attacked on all fronts. Eho, what is your most ideal scenario? Move in, find a target. K1's the only one really visible, even though Whisper is definitely there.
It's like you could learn a lot about siege warfare.
Quick BKB from K1. He's having to burn it pretty early on. They have to get rid of that Observer and Sentry. And yep, there's the Sentry wall being planted down. A quick crit. Ferrari, he just blocked it with Refraction because that's just how this hero works. The Sentry gets ripped, face behind it again. Another quick toss back. This time around, it's going to be the SK. K1 moves forward looking for his own stun, but already they got one kill. The better one catching up nicely, but the volley. He used the tree line. Stinger does get back. Chris is in trouble. Ed is just controlling him, and this is why the buyback from Whisper has to be essential. Keeping the stuns going while the tier 4 towers are falling. Faith Beyond is killing inside their own fountain. And Bagessa, I don't know what they do in return. Whisper is just literally watching this. There's your refresher orb arriving, so they can even do the reset. Naga is back to the front line, and it's caught a little bit over on the side. Here comes your epicenter, but where's the combination? They've killed off the Shakira. Ferrari, he's in by himself. Remember, Aegis Immortal will allow him to kick back in, not to mention the Song of the Siren reset. Shakira will buy back. He's having to come from the shrine. The song will last a while. Ferrari can't run fast enough. The overwhelming on deck seems to slow him down too much. That's the wrong ability. Whisper up into once the air. K1 still looking for his own fight with the Disco Mjolnir to do its work.
Oh my God, I love how eHome are, even with this massive lead, right? They've learned their lesson from the mistakes of others. Truly wise men. They are not going to throw this game. They're going to reset, regroup. I hope they don't wait for another Aegis. They got a bunch of buybacks. I think you're comfortable. You just got to make sure that
Here they
everybody's
come.
alive.
They're coming. They're all coming. We're not going to allow the Ancient to heal back up to full. It is very much time to push. Chris is totally out of mana. That's the end of the great avalanche from Face Beyond. Really on top of Chris. Now his BKB will go. But there's nothing to be done. He's even got shit, but there's no mana to really use it. You ensnared a creep. Okay, sure. Just do it. Rapier, now purchased, but the courier's going to make the trip back.
Gotta hurry.
It's so far away. I don't know if it gets there in time, but double Chris plus Rapier. Chris is all in.
They still have Cliff. They're losing all their ancillary buildings. Almost nothing left.
Oh boy.
Will the Rapier be enough?
It's coming in. He had to drop the armlet for it so he can have the movement speed, so he can move in closer. So Rapier is there, but where's your hit? You've already lost the Rubik. He needs to hit one. No! Chris, he's done up! And now he's going to lose his ranking. A quick buyback. Where's your hit? It hits, well, very mediocrely. And Chris doesn't do anything. The fountain is gone. And Eho finished the job. That was the most underwhelming Rapier ever.
I mean, I think it's fitting the way Eon played that they actually kill the throne with 4 enemy heroes left alive. Just playing the game to, a lot on the line. They're not guaranteed a spot in TI. They need to win this series. They need to make it there to defend their position as an invite at the moment.
¿Por qué?
Abajo están artefactos en la puerta.
Ah, Diana los tiene vendidos, marico. Son 10.
Ah, están viniendo a recoger.
Ah, lo vienen a buscar ahorita. Estoy esperando que me avise. Se los vendió al marico ese que la quería joder con los zapatos. Se los compró todo de una vez.
Para que le pague, pues.
No, bueno, le dijo que va a ir para allá, para el mercado, llevarle la plata y de ahí se viene para acá. Yo voy a esperar un rato, si no, lo subo otra vez porque era en la mañana que ese mamagüey iba a venir.
Que si no pague, ¿qué coño?
No, que pague primero.
Claro.
Yo le dije, no le voy a entregar nada hasta que no pague ese becerro.
Porque ya tiene esa costumbre.
No, yo le dije lo mismo.
5 seconds remaining.
No para cobrar, usted.
Radiant team ban.
Ah, pero el mío no te sirve, marico. ¿El tuyo es que iPhone?
No.
Afuera, mira a ver si hay ahí en la...
Oye, ñaña. ¿Cómo vas, ñaña?
Bien, mi pana.
¿Cómo están los suscriptores?
Ahorita aparecen cuando empiece la vaina.
No, pero ¿cuántos ya tienes?
Ah, no he revisado con lo de ayer, deben ir como 100 y pico, marico. No, pero espérate que, para que no se...
10 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
No, ahí no veo bien.
Radiant team ban.
Pero son poquitos, marico, todavía. Matías Delay, mira.
Sí, de Barcelona.
No,
Dire team ban.
esta vaina también es buena, marico.
Radiant team ban.
Y esos pagan, weón. Esa publicidad.
Sí. Eso es un rapidito ahí, ¿ves? Pero ya tienen...
El Real Madrid anunció el fichaje de Takefusa Kubo, quien fuera jugador del Barcelona. Los culés lo querían de regreso, pero los blancos
10 seconds remaining.
de euros jugará en el Castilla. Mundo Deportivo publica que en el
5
Barcelona
seconds
tiene
remaining.
un problema y es la falta de humildad, pues con 19 años el holandés sigue dudando de ir al Barça por no tener un puesto titular asegurado. Según el equipo en Francia, el Real Madrid ya advirtió a Paul Pogba y a su agente que no pagarán 20 millones de salario para el jugador como se ha especulado. Esto tendría detenido
Dire team ban.
Chelsea no podrá fichar este mercado, pues el TAS, que era su último recurso, no tiene agendado revisar el caso de los Blues por lo menos hasta el 14 de agosto y el mercado en Inglaterra termina el día 8 de ese mes. Dejan Joveljic fue elegido por el Eintracht de Frankfurt como el reemplazo de Luka Jovic, aseguran medios en Serbia. Mundo Deportivo asegura que Griezmann no ha firmado nada con el Barcelona y recalca que será
10 seconds remaining.
cuando el francés dará a conocer su futuro. Es oficial, Pablo Fornal
5 seconds remaining.
por el West Ham. El Betis
Radiant team pick.
fue fichado de la Real Sociedad. La Gaceta del Sport menciona
Dire team pick.
Oracle.
pasaría a la Roma y cosas manolas a la Juve. Según Sky Sports, Mauricio Sarri será anunciado en las próximas horas como nuevo técnico de la Juventus. Firmaría por 3 temporadas.
Oye, pero esos retos hay que...
Maldini se encargará a partir de
hay
hoy
que
de
darle
la
plata,
dirección
pues.
técnica del
¿Por qué, pues?
Son unos 200 soles.
Ah, pero sí se puede, marico.
realizará labores de
Es una inversión que
10
va a dar
seconds
mucho más.
remaining.
Y eso es lo que ellos no saben.
y el Atlético de Madrid estaría interesado.
5 seconds remaining.
Pudimos ir a salir a las universidades, hacer esa verga.
Dire team pick.
Warlock.
Sky Sports asegura que Gareth Bale fue descartado por el Manchester United por dos motivos: su edad y el sueldo que tiene.
Eso da plata, marico. Es una inversión pequeñita que hace uno. Va, sale, le da 20 soles a que gane y el que no te tira unos besos y ya.
10 Radiant remaining pick.
Man stands ready.
Una cachetada o un beso, la mayoría va a ganar los besos. Marico, esta vaina está demasiado violenta, este torneo. Ya se va a terminar mañana. Porque ya viene el otro ya por dónde va. ¿Cuánto lleva este? Ya va por 18 millones de dólares. Imagínate. El objetivo, 30 millones de dólares. Nada huevo, nada. Una miseria. Ahí que tú te ganas este torneo y ya, marico, para tu casa. No puedes, no tienes que jugar más. Es más, hasta este, marico, 300 mil dólares es burda. No puede ser que paguen eso por un juego, va. Es que mira los patrocinadores. Bueno, este es chino. Y los de hamburguesas tienen un patrocinador ahí. Este es el equipo sé bien de dónde es. ¿De dónde es el equipo de Dota? Creo que es peruano, weón. Hamburguesa. Hamburguesa.
Pero bueno.
Aquí está, ¿ves? Con 4 peruanos en su fila, papá. ¿Quiénes son los peruanos? Héctor Alberto, que es K1, Jean-Pierre, que es Chris Brown, Steven Ward, que es Stewart, Diego Rivera, que es Jericho, y el boliviano. Vea, 4 peruanos y un boliviano, papá. Pero ya estos no van a ganar, marico. Estos chinos les están dando en la puta.
Dire Team ban. Radiant Team
Ellos le ganaron el
ban.
primer juego a ellos ayer. Después ellos le ganaron los 2 juegos seguidos. Y ahorita están volviendo y este ya le ganó el primer juego, pero de una manera atroz, marico. Le dan en la madre. Mira cómo quedó. Aquí. Ah, no, ni tan feo, 39-31. Lo que pasa es que esta tipa tienen que bañarla, marico. Esta coño de su madre es muy destructora. Aunque mira, el juego estuvo súper parejo, excepto por este mamahuevo que se va a matar 13 veces. De resto, estuvo parejo.
Dire Team ban.
Y que tienen que ver que sacan ahorita.
Dire Team pick. Radiant Team pick.
Es como una cadena. Y el daño que le hagan a uno lo recibe el otro y el otro y el otro. Marico, es daño para los 5, weón. ¿Ya me hicieron el diente, dice?
Ahí está, pues.
No, marico, pero fue
¿Que
horrible.
no será que jode?
¿No?
¿Será que te molesta?
No, marico, eso no pude dormir nada.
Claro,
En la noche cuando se me levantó la...
10 seconds
Cuando
remaining.
se me quitó la anestesia. No, marico, fue horrible.
5 seconds remaining.
Aquí arriba.
Claro, es sencillo para que...
La doctora me dijo, compra analgésico, ¿no?
Dire Team pick.
Behold the horn of Magnus.
Me rompió toda la marico desde las 4:30 de la tarde hasta las 8:30 de la noche. 4 horas con la jeta abierta. 4 horas con la boca abierta y ella rompiéndome la madre. No, hasta los labios aquí abajo, chavo,
10 seconds remaining.
Están arrechos, ¿eh?
5 seconds remaining.
Ya, si tú conocieras los héroes y las vainas, ya sabes.
Radiant Team pick.
Storm Spirit.
Lo que tienes que aprender de los héroes, las robanas. Pero eso todo es práctica, marico. Hay unos héroes fáciles, otros difíciles.
Ten seconds remaining.
¿Semana?
Una semana, un mes. El
5 seconds remaining.
todo el mes de julio.
O sea, todo el mes juegan.
Todos los días, todo el mes. Y apuesta, la gente apuesta, marico. En las apuestas nada más se saca un platero. Este juego da demasiada plata, man. Demasiado. Lo que pasa es que hay que saber apostar. Mira, marico, yo no sabía. 4 peruanos, un boliviano, man. Está bien la vaina. Llegaron lejos, marico. Para llegar aquí nada más es un huevo pelado. Bueno, ellos para llegar aquí eliminaron a Infamous, que era otro peruano, pero tenía un solo peruano, los demás eran de afuera. Y no me acuerdo.
Dire Team ban.
Monkey King.
Ese mono es arrechísimo, yo. Él te pega 3 coñazos seguidos y se activa un poder que lo cura y pega el doble de duro.
10 seconds remaining. Radiant Team ban.
Por cuidando, pues, ¿no? Hay que cuidar a los demás, curarlos, iniciar las peleas, controlar la batalla y tal. Este inicia, se lanza y lo tira un stun en área.
¿Faltan cuántos? Un, dos.
Faltan 2. Son 4. Primero banean, ¿ves? Los héroes que no quieren en su contra los banean.
10
dos,
seconds
piquean dos,
remaining.
banean uno, piquean dos, banean uno, piquean otro y así hasta que.
¿Por qué?
5 seconds
Son
remaining.
unos héroes que ellos, según lo que tienen planeado jugar, no quieren en contra. O, si conocen
Radiant's team pick.
estos jugadores siempre tienen un héroe que juega mucho más que otro y lo banean antes que lo agarren. Por ejemplo, aquí banearon este caballo porque este caballo se divide en 5 y no es conveniente para este mono. Entonces lo banearon para poder sacar el mono. Ya banearon a la Templar, que es la tipa que te dije que tenían que banear.
10 seconds remaining.
Este también es burde bojonero.
5
Te
seconds
marca
remaining.
desde donde esté, de una punta a otra y te cae encima.
Dire team pick.
Praise King.
No entiendo. O sea, ¿no pelean estos nada más? ¿Y esto qué tiene que ver?
Esto lo banean.
Tide Hunter.
You may now select your heroes.
O sea, tú tienes una estrategia y esa estrategia, eso
¿Pero por qué no pelean solamente ellos nada más?
es que ellos son los que van a pelear, ¿no?
Ya, pues, ¿y los demás por qué se cuelan?
No, eso lo sacaron antes de que los agarraran.
¿Quién lo agarra?
O sea, si ellos banean a estos para que estos no los agarren, no los piquen, pues no los...
O sea, tú tienes selección a escoger tu monstruo.
Claro, son muchos monstruos, marico, ¿no? Mira, esta es la tabla de los monstruos, ¿ves? Pero tú agarras 5 nada más y tienes que tener una estrategia con 5. Entonces, si yo voy a agarrar este, pero este me jode en mi estrategia, yo lo baneo antes que el enemigo lo agarre. ¿Ves? Eso. Y puedes banear 5 también.
Ah, después que tú tengas tu monstruo preferido.
No. Son muchos monstruos y de esos muchos monstruos tienes que hacer estrategia con todos ellos.
¿Y no hay un monstruo vergatario?
No, porque si no fuera fácil, todo el mundo lo agarra a ese o todo el mundo lo banea.
No, o sea, uno que diseñe su propio monstruo.
Oh, Rich sounding so serious. It all comes down to Kyle.
Tienes que desarrollar
One game, and it seems like you have a very, very solid draft.
Indeed, they do. It's I think both sides actually. I like the
Really?
mag monkey. It's a bit one-dimensional, but it will do damage. And you do get to a point where you'll probably start playing everything.
How does the lanes work? Because that's what I'm thinking most about. Like you pick up a Monkey King, then the Tide comes up as the last one. You kind of get that win you're looking for in your lane. How do all the lanes really function?
Well, the thing about it is that if you go aggressive with the Tide, you can still... I think 1v1 against Storm, it's an even trade. Storm has very high armor, and it's tough for Monkey to harass him too heavily because you'll keep taking that overload damage, plus the remnants.
Prepare for battle.
They have the reach advantage. You've always got the Storm. You should have a team fight advantage too, because even if you get RP'd as the Tide, you're going to be able to cleanse yourself out of it, pop off the ultimate.
Hey, I just want to see the Burger Boys do well. Wait, when did Golems get a dagger? When did they get a little sword on their back?
I don't know.
Yeah, can I? Yes, thank you. Look at that. He comes with. Oh, that's right. It's the bear courier. He looks like a golem from above, but it's the bear courier. I know I'm not. Like, I'm a little out of it, but don't worry. That's why I got you here.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
So happy.
I need a high-paced game.
Yeah,
the level of sarcasm. I just want a high-paced game that isn't just say we've taken a fight and we're pulled back. We're taking a fight, we've pulled back. We're taking a fight, we're pulled back.
It took the Romans the Romans raised Carthage faster than it Ehome inevitably winning the game with megas. And I think that it's got to be demoralizing in some ways for Ron Vergeza because you lose a game and it just feels like you're trying. It's just like you're powerless, right?
The battle
It'd be cool to see how they bounce back. One game away from elimination. Manager gave an interview saying that they had no real expectations coming into this tournament. They just wanted to play some dotes, have some fun. So far, they've definitely surpassed my expectations.
They really have. The fact that they're even at this position is it's great. They were able to 2-1 win strike before. It's like it is nice. But wait, what? Are they breaking? They're trying to break trees?
I think he was just frustrated. He was trying to get like a he was trying to cut through or something like that, and Jericho was like MIA. I have no idea.
Oh, he probably wanted Jericho to stand on top so he could, like, wait, no, because then you just have
No clue.
need another okay, yeah, we'll just chalk this one up to question mark, just like those 9 marks. They have 3 players ready to fight up on top, and okay, they're even going to go against that. Wraith King's coming to the south. They already want to start a lane switch. eHome will play the switcheroo.
They might.
In fact, they're already TPing now Jericho into mid to go against Ferrari.
I mean, it's tough. Whenever you TP first, we've seen this so many times. It never ends well.
Yeah. And maybe Faith Beyond's fine with this, because it's so many melees. Like, that's the crazy, you're running 4 melees versus a Tidehunter. And yeah, K1, they just run him down as much as they can, pick him up, throw him back, and Oracle was, because he TP'd towards the mid, there was no save. And maybe Stinger can get something in return, something tossed around, but Anchor smashes and all that damage is gone.
Problem is that it's a Tidehunter, right? Like, you're supposed to be up here struggling. He's just going to salve the moment, and there it is. Whereas you've lost your Wraith King already, he's got to do the walk of shame back bottom because he TP'd down, Toby, and
oh boy.
Already off to a real rough start in these side lanes. Mid lane,
here we're trying to listen to the Monty Python boys, look on the bright side of life, but right now, this is not the place they wanted to be in. Stinger chasing Zinq. Like, what's he got? He's got an Empower buff up, and he's just got enough mana for a toss.
Indeed, and again, aggro into a tie, Toby. It never ends well. That's the problem we have here. And you can trade, sure, but realistically, Tiny Mag, you're not going to find kills in the lane. Bottom, never end, already level 2 with boost up. Should be favored here, especially with the support of a Warlock.
At least they have the comfort hero in K1's King. Like, that's true. That's a nice upside. There's a lot of safe between Jericho as well as the Wraith King. You know, Wraith King's Reincarnation. You've got obviously your False Promise. These might make it a little bit more difficult for eHome to get the targets they want to when the initiation comes. Downside, you're basically running a support Tiny who cannot harass 4-3-0. So it's a lot more on Chris to stay really on top of Ferrari. His name 430.
Either one works, as long as you don't say 4-3-0.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the only thing you can say.
Yeah. So what I've always said though, like in 3 Dota, I always called him 4-3-0.
Oh, so alright.
It doesn't mean I was right back then or right now.
Alright, well, never mind. I'm not getting into this.
And he's named after the car, and everyone says that 430, so yeah.
Whatever.
That's it. I'm wrong. One day I'll change it.
That's the key. Trust me, I've gotten used to being wrong, Toby. You don't like it, but you know what? You've got to accept it. How it goes. And then we will have a more passive laning phase. I feel there's just no action really possible unless Faith Beyond like dives tower. Mid will be a trade back and forth still.
Maybe a crack.
Bottom.
There's enough damage to kill off Innocent.
It's too much to say. It's a Warlock versus an Oracle in lane. Not much going to happen here except for a trade. Mid, though, this could be a play.
A smoke up. Maybe they can catch Ferrari if he comes too far out.
He's just... Problem is, Monkey... Oh, he needs to up.
Yep. But if he comes close on Ferrari may engage before Tiny can do anything. So Chris needs to start attacking him right now. But the Avalanche, in fact, Ferrari realizes he stands his ground and he's waiting for the right target. No! Ferrari moved off to the side, but he doesn't get tossed back. Damage. At least get the buff up. Now Zinq will arrive. A slapdown's available. Stinger, has he got enough to finish the job that they began on Ferrari? One more punch won't do it. He'll need an extra one up the hill and away. Ferrari, does he die in the tree? Shoots it down. But no, Stinger. That's a very long reach for a Tiny. But he gets the kill.
Well played. He really needed that. The toss did not connect. That felt like a really easy one there. But
it's just that one creep that moved off as backed up. Just changes who's closer.
I think he was scared that he was going to get his Monkey King killed. There was all of a sudden a storm on top of him.
It was good from Chris that he was able to pick up his stacks too. Like without that, he would never have been able to stay in a fight with Ferrari because knowing it, like he remnanted and turned around and instantly attacked the monkeys. Like stay away from me, you're not going to get your 4.
It was really good heads up play by 430. Be interesting. He's got lane control now as well. That's the key for Storm against Monkey middle. Bottom, there's a bit of a chase for these bounty rooms. 3 on 1.
Oh, they're going to take him as well. Right. Double control, but even better from Zinq. Until he's his grab, they pick him up and throw him back.
Yeah, well done. Mid still the Tiny, trying to get aggressive here on 430.
Need the 4 hit, able to claim it.
Toss back.
Yeah, now to pull him right back into Chris with the slap down, and Ferrari getting caught out once again by Stinger's movement, and this is definitely going to give Monkey a very good start.
Yep, really well done. And that's the hero that I think has to snowball if you're going to win this game is Vergesa. So that mid-1 style where you're bouncing through the trees early on, making things happen. No one else is really able to rotate here. Sure, the Tiny could, but not going to be enough damage. And you don't want to force your mag to get super aggro with the RPs early on.
They're engaging on Zven on bottom lane. They haven't got enough to really follow up. They're going to arrive through the northern side of the trees. They'll get the kill. There's no support that's really going to come to help him out here because Ferrari's doing the long walk from base back to lane, so he's actually going jungle and letting Rubik take the mid.
I think he actually should have done that before. After the first death, you got to get level 6 ASAP, and he recognizes that now. He's going to go for the bottom rune and Arcane, but well played, Stinger. He's going to swipe that just out from under his nose. Well done.
So many big stacks. Like if Stinger's able to come up, he's got an Observer Ward, so we could watch this stack happening. But they're going for kills. They're hunting once again. There's your first control. Secondary from the Wraithfire Blast, but Stinger doesn't really have a combination. And they need to see that Ancient stack. If they see this, maybe there's a chance that Vergesa is able to actually control it. Yeah, he's singing all the stacks. Xinq's going to be here as well. And he'll drop his Observe Ward right in front of Innocence.
That's probably not going to stay around for very long.
No.
At 4:30, getting a lot of farm. The jungle will hit 6. And the warding, it's protecting this triple camp for the entire side. I like the decision. You're not in a position as eHome where you feel forced to do things. You just want to make sure that this Tiny can't wander freely through your woods.
I mean, I did.
Oh, nice zip.
Just in time to avoid the first Avalanche Pebble. But he's still looking at this stack, wondering what the hell can we do about this. They don't have an easy clearance until Magnus comes over with the big power buff up, but you can get a kill onto Innocence. That's one way you can do this, but you don't have the extra stun available. He's already used his combination. One will arrive with the Ravage from Face Beyond. Connect over on 3 with a bomb set. They look before the level 6. Wraith King is up. He doesn't have reincarnation. Avalanche to create some level of... Ferrari has rotated as well. Whisper has arrived himself, but the toss back actually throwing him closer towards Jericho with the TP up from the Warlock. Now get the information. He's dropped down the Observer Ward as he's dying. He's like, hey, hopefully eHome doesn't notice this. He's got a TP available, but they've got actually telekinesis in 2 seconds. If he actually TP straight away, he would have got out.
Nah, there's so much of never zip forwards, but it would have possibly. I think you wanted to save your TP at this point, except death. You have 4 heroes chasing you. It's all good. If you look at the net worth, you're feeling it right as Vergesa, and this time they should have that farm advantage. If they can deal with the eHome Ancient stack, you're going to have Empower very high level quite soon, and then Wraith King and Monkey, you're going to farm like crazy.
He's got a toss back. Yep, that's a long ball. Follow-up Wraith Blast needs to come out instantly. Now they're in range of the Tier 1 tower as well as Xinq. They're trying to help Neverend survive. He gets under the tower. There's a good boundless strike to hit hard into Neverend. The toss would have got the kill, but Chris gets to swipe in first.
Yep, and this is the power of the Monkey King with all these stuns. You just keep moving, bring that extra hero. The one downside, though, for Vergesa is, once again, they don't have that natural power pusher. It's really just the Wraith King skeletons that can be relied upon for building damage. And look at this. 430 just walking forwards. Go for free.
Yeah, Jericho kind of caught on the wrong side of the tracks. He put down deeper Observer Wards. Stick charges will keep him up a little bit longer, so Ferrari's going to burn a little bit more mana.
Does have a regen rune, however. You got to be careful. He's going to keep farming stacks. Look at the Ancients. Oh my god.
There's so many of them.
Misses the quad, but this is the power of Warlock Sven. Like, he's level 6. And you can already look to start clearing these Ancients quite soon.
That Radiant Observer Ward is a way to actually see the farm happening. They're wanting to watch the Ancients more than anything else. And because they put it in such a random spot, both the Sentry Wards planted by eHome did not find it.
Yep. Max Cleave now. He actually won't even go for it. Level 6, 7 is a bit ambitious, I will say.
Yeah.
And if
maybe on the next God Strength in 70 seconds he can go for it.
Yeah, you just need tomes. That's the big play for eHome here. You want 6 on Warlock and Rubik. I expect Warlock will take it. Rubik will try and get a lane somewhere. And then you're able to get a bit more aggressive. A lot of nice stuns for Rubik to steal here. But
this is still a nice start.
Yeah, you're feeling good.
From Vergesa, like they've managed to at least, again, have these lanes which you're like, maybe it doesn't actually work, but they get aggressive, they push for it, and the Ravage. Okay, they have enough damage to pick up. Cancelling the Skewer away, and that will be 2 of the bounty runes on bottom, going the way of eHome. Chris has already got it.
2 levels on. Now, this is not bad. And the thing is, the big difference for me this game is that you don't have that easy win as the game continues for eHome, where it's like, oh, well, Naga's out of control, this is over, you can't deal with the lane. I actually think on Vergeza, they will outscale if they can maintain lead just because of the mag factor. It's so easy for them if they get a bit of map control to just eat through the jungle and still maintain a measure of aggression in the enemy woods. And you can see right now the invis from Chris Luck.
Yeah, he's found
a great setup. He's got no ult skilled though.
There's a friend nearby as Ferrari. Who does he want to go on? As your first attack, combining with the Avalanche. Neverend's already committed his own stun. Chris is still wondering if this is the time to finally pounce. It is time for Monkey to evaluate his role as king. Up into the edge, jump down, get the hell out of there. Double TP's arriving from eHome. He goes to the quick boundless strike, gets the stun to the back line, and now Stewart forward. RP committed over, but the storm from Ferrari. He was so quick to zoom back out again with the RP storm to get closer. And they got the connection. It's the fatal bombs that's hurting so much. Stinger, stop taking damage. He'll end up dying, but Faith Beyond jumped forward to ensure that Jericho went the whole way down.
They just didn't have the Wraith King there. Maybe it works out if so, but that's the danger of fighting into a Warlock. 3 points, Fatal Bonds, the Golem coming out, and you have RP stolen on Xingqiu. If they don't know
he's waiting.
Is here.
He's in the... He can catch 3 guys in just 1 second. They all come in. There's the 2. Caught. Stinger TP took a little bit longer for the Avalanche. We'll be able to do some work with the Fatal Bonds. Getting everyone together. The follow-up stun to Xingqiu will fall down. But the Wraith King burning his reincarnation. She's slowing Innocence and Faith Beyond's retreat. But Ferrari has returned back to the fight. Another slap. Able to get the hit. While Jericho, I don't think that's exactly where he wanted to be. As the Vortex pulls him in. He can't be the saving grace. They just keep going and going. And Faith Beyond's got all the tankiness to do it. Still working with Innocence Golem. Not timeout. Underneath the tower, they can't even get the kill and the gold for it.
Just too aggressive. Again, it's it's the Rubik RP, it's the Fatal Bonds. If you're fighting into that much team fight, you're going to struggle. And keep in mind, there was a full Midas farmed up by this went on. He's just been AFK racing in this bottom lane. Still with that huge ancient stack. I do believe they might give it to Faith Beyond here. Ravage will be up in a moment. And the downside of this Ambergate lineup, of course, is lack of team fight. They need to be ahead and then just out-farm, out-fight, control this bottom triple camp of the Dire jungle, and they stick on their side here. I just don't know if they're going to be able to contest the team fight of eHome in an even game. When they're ahead, sure, their DPS is crazy, but I don't know if you want to be trading. There will be a mech up on Mag soon. Whisper looking to help his teammates sustain here.
Yeah, he's trying to K1 and range that Radiance. At least cause some levels of problems for eHome, but does that really hurt? It doesn't seem to hurt Ferrari. It won't hurt the Night Hunter.
Stack Ancients now spend moving forward.
God, it's so much money. Xingqiu's even going to help him with the stuns. The any kind of bonus control. I mean, that Neverend doesn't have to get completely ripped apart by the Ancients.
They did so efficiently. They didn't take damage, or at least as little as possible, and because of the Arcanes, they didn't really use any mana either. Just tons of space and farm for Neverend, and they stacked the hard camp, so just out-efficiencying Amvergate at the moment.
Jericho's been started up on. The Army of the Dead is here to fight.
I like how Faith Beyond's been playing this. Like, you, as Tide, you're naturally immobile, so just get up in the mouth of the enemy side. Make yourself a target. You've got Ravage to hold on to, even if you're alone.
Is the face not enough? It has to be in the mouth. I'm going to silence, ideally. Oh, Stinger. Well, that may reveal they have, well, he's saying there's an Observer Ward there, but there isn't.
Look at he's in the tower. He's got black. He's got base. He's 15 armor. You can't go. You can't do this. Do not toss back the Tide. Please, no.
They're very uncertain about it.
But keep in mind, this is what eHome, they're just still in the side lanes, right? You've got Storm farming top, Sven farming bottom as 3 heroes. Ensure that 4 heroes of Amvergate stay mid. It's definitely favoring eHome. These stagnant games this far. Wraith King is huge, however. With the Midas Rush, we'll be going Radiance next. It's a big pickup. Name of the game is just going to be killing these supports. If you're on Vergesa, you got to get the Warlock. eHome, you kill Oracle, all of a sudden, anybody... No save to rely upon. It becomes much easier to win fights.
And it's hard to get into those back lines right now. Monkey's too scared to move through the tree lines. The panel is saying there's so many tree cutters inside of eHome's lineup. 4-3-0's ready. All he has to do is just zip through that tree and Monkey will hit the deck. So Chris, got to be careful. The trees start to wiggle. One quick vortex. Jericho, big pull back in. There's more support rotating in. Xingqiu looking for the bonus damage, but then you're Rabbit. He's got his on charge. The rock wall drop, the Fatal Bolt starts connecting them all together. And this is when the follow-up damage starts to arrive. Whisper, they want something Chris. Lucky to actually be on the field. He drops down before the Wukong can finally come out. He can try again if he wants to, but never ends running forward. He moves over towards Whisper, who fakes the RP twice. He can't get it out the whole way. Innocence is even able to run away as this Warlock to fight yet another day away from all of the Wukong's command, but it's not stopping End or Fate now from thinking they can battle against Chris, because the Wukongs will run out fast, the Warlock will die, and Singer, have they actually overstayed their welcome? They took so to try and kill off this Monkey King, but they'll end up losing this Ven, and they're pushing for more. Jericho of all the heroes has actually got a triple kill, and now they can actually kill off the Tide Hunter. 5 heroes surround the valley, looking for the crack. The RP, they just need to hold him there, and they've got him down. E-Home lose the whole kit and caboodle, giving Jericho an ultra kill on the Oracle.
Way too aggressive, Toby. I get that you want to kill the Monkey King, but it's just a Sven. His ult was fading, and you have a Tide Hunter that had already gushed. You're not going to find that kill reliably, and the RP still active. Do remember that there were 2 buybacks used on the Mag and the Tiny. That is most of the reason E-Home get wiped there. They do, however, clear the tower. They got 2 bounty runes on the bottom side of the map. Both tops still were there, 1:30 after spawning. And there's the Radiance, though. They took that fight without it.
Yep, and it actually got sped up. Not as much as you thought, because most of the kills actually went to Oracle. So I'm wondering what he's going to put his money into. And it's going to be a Glimmercape by the looks of it.
And this is the Envergated special, right? They're happy with this. They've got Wraith King. He's 2K ahead of the game. Sure, Sven is close, but I'm really not a fan of the Sanj and Yasha build, I'll be honest. I think that Echo Saber is just more efficient, and it's going to slow down his BKB timing. And pre-BKB, it's going to be very difficult for Neverless to get into these engagements.
Yeah. He basically just did that last one on the ground, like next time, like, okay, well, what we do here? We look.
Yep.
Can't move forward.
It's just tough to engage. And Ferrari, with the Bloodstone Rush, actually skipping the Kaya, not something you see very often, means his farming speed has been hurt, and that's why you see him at just 6K net worth. Never a spot you want to see Storm. You like it, top 3, I'm feeling good, but when you're in 5th place, significantly below your offlane Tide, does not feel good.
That's a really nice pickup now from E-Home, so a Blink Dagger on their Rubik. We've grabbed some key abilities, but if you're able to steal RP, then it can actually be effectively used, as opposed to, I don't know if I can hit my target.
Yeah, but this is where the drafts of Envergated get spooky, because you have an empowered Wraith King. 74 per with a bonus.
Really?
No, it was really not necessary, Toby, but they do find the kill. Another single target Ravage utilized by Faith Beyond.
God Strength and Ravage being burned.
God Strength is fine. The Ravage is rough, because now you could theoretically make a play for
look
Roche.
at him.
It's
straight away
on it, right? You know, like, oh, we overutilized the spell here. Let's make sure they don't go get an objective based on our mistake. You still have the Golem. You still have Fatal Bond. And God forbid it hits Roshan, Toby. We know what happens then.
Well, that's a nice rune to pick up from Whisper. An Invis rune, considering he doesn't have an easy way to initiate. They're going to start this off, looking for Innocence in the back lines. If he can actually get both Xingqiu as well as Innocence, that's the bigger one. But careful of coming in range of the Sentry Wards. They're both being planted down now. They have to get rid of it. Whisper is very much like, oh, I still want to use it.
Hit it. No.
No, I want to save my Invis rune.
Oh, you got to be careful on the Sven here.
Yeah.
A lot of trouble. And
oh, he's coming underneath the Observer Ward. He didn't realize the ward was so defensive. So they're all just wrapping around the back of him, and he's in no man's land. It's like, oh, all right, if you want to come for me, come for me. I'll farm on the creep wave. But no, the creep, he can't even get the money.
But Jericho takes the kill again. Of all the heroes that don't need the money right now.
Stop nuking it, Jericho. Stop nuking it. Yep. This is greedier than Yapstor.
Oh, they saw the smoke for sure. E-Home's going to immediately retreat. And this is a bit, just lack of discipline here. If they had waited half a second rotation, but E-Home will certainly know that it's coming. And it's tough because you've got to buy back. No buyback on Sven. He actually spent his gold beforehand. So Roach could be your target. Counter smoke. Just follow the Faith Beyond Tide. Or are they going to go to the other side of the jungle? They might.
They are. They have no Ravage for 48 seconds, and they don't feel confident enough against it. Like Rock and Bonds are there, but they're nowhere near it. They're like, this will be Roshan.
This reminds me of that first complexity game against Mineski yesterday, where they got a Roach and then they just beeline to the enemy side of the map. You find a kill, an advantageous fight, because you have so much structure damage thanks to the Empower buff. Wraith King, you're gonna crush the building. You just need one now. It's just finding it that's the question.
Did eHome not think they would be confident enough to go back for Roshan?
Maybe they just didn't want to contest it. I'm not surprised necessarily, since you didn't have the Ravage.
Oh, here we go again. Stun. Innocent gets hit. He came in for the D1. They knew where the Observer was.
He got it.
He did definitely get it. He just didn't get out with it. And there's two sentry wards they've actually committed, and they smoked underneath the diorite.
Yeah, it's just again another smoke. It's one of those smokes where it's like, hey, let's do something, guys, and it's just not an organic movement. It's going to be sniffed out by eHome. Won't be able to do much with it. I mean, do they have wards? No wards even to place.
The blink also on the Magnus. If eHome was looking for it, it would have been revealed.
Yeah.
Because he TP'd onto the shrine where that Observer ward is, so it's paid off mass dividends for eHome.
Yeah, and there's a Bloodstone up on Storm. This next fight for Ambergesa is huge. It's going to be a 5-on-5, and even with Aegis, you can't, do not dive into Blink Ravage. Do not give Storm these Bloodstone charges. And Sven, of all the targets, 2,500 HP. Don't go for him, boys.
Sting is here. He's the only one that's offering himself up at the moment. Is in the trees. There's a jump forward, throwing him back into the Oracle. The Soulfall already came out. Chris, he got off the tree just in time. The Rockle and now with a slap down, the Ravage will connect. Everyone hits the hamburger. It's currently being thrown on the floor. And even RP has been stolen by Rubik. He's waiting for the right side to fight, but they're inside the Wukong's command. This is looking pretty damn good. Storm is almost dead. Ferrari's so low, and he's going to balance hit. Chris is looking for it. If he can hit Ferrari, no, Ferrari's managed to heal up enough. You're in too deep. But there's your RP. ZQ holds the mid with the Soulfall and got all the damage in the world for this. And maybe Jericho will finally die. The spree for 503 gold is taken. Incarnation will bring K1 back to life. I don't think really wants to be here. Tiny has to do something to help out his teammate. The Avalanche shot is over on Ferrari with a slap down. No, it didn't hit on Ferrari. It's a double kill for Ferrari. Chris will begin his TP away to safety. He'll be successful. But my God, they could have had the kill on Storm 3 separate occasions. It never happened, and eHome will hold strong with the buyback, his Sven being the cost.
Remember, buybacks used. Look at the net worth. Wraith King still solely in the lead. That fight was near perfect for eHome when you consider like 3-man Golem, 4-man Fatal Bonds, the Ravage on everyone. But there's just so much damage threat from Ambergesa. They have the BKB on the Monkey King. You have a Wraith King with the ultimate active. You're so strong. You can see they're shredding whoever's in range. It's just that they went too far. They smell blood. They're diving past the tier 3. Excellent setup by Xingqiu because they time it. He hesitates for that 2 seconds, gets the RP as the Sven's TPing in to be able to follow up stun, and more. Look at the Bloodstone. All of a sudden, 19 inches for Ferrari and an Arcane Rune. That's what scares me. The Ambergesa lineup is like all in on these 2 cores. We'll have that reach advantage to find one of them.
Yeah,
they're not careful.
God, it still shows they have the damage. This is a lot closer than we were probably thinking it was going to be. Game 1, we thought it could be potentially heartbreaking for them, but Ambergesa, they hold strong. They group up. They've still got a lot of different things that allow them to just stand in this fight. But they need to have like the RP being the proper aggressor.
Yep. It was
and actually end up getting the kill from the start of that. But how do you do that? The Monkey King takes a while to rack up that high point of damage, so it just has to come from the Wraith King hit.
Yeah, I mean, look how hard he's hitting with the power. 300 damage.
Okay, yeah, maybe he's okay then.
And I think you could look to keep going. I feel like if you swap roles here, eHome's going to at least force the rest of the squad back to base. But it's tough because you know Ravage is up, and it's the same when you're playing against Disruptor. Storm gives you that similar threat of I can jump you from. If you split up, TP too soon on some hero, you're going to get punished in the area of the map you just left. But I like this decision. Just camp the eHome side of the map, steal their Ancients, and ward offensively. You've already cleared bottom tower. You can get mid next. Just got to be careful.
They're getting a lot of information across the map, so yeah, if eHome does come out.
Yeah, you want to start with the toss back. If you can do that, it's a great positioning for you because you force eHome to use their spells further forward than they would like. eHome wants to like kind of drag you into the Thunderdome and drop the Fatals and all AoE.
Can you actually like toss back to the Wraith King instead of the Oracle?
Yeah, that would work. That would be nice.
That might be a little bit nicer because at least you can hit the Wraith Fire Blast mid-transit and You get hit on the way down.
Radiant's
Yeah.
top
And you
tower
force
is
eHome to
under
use their
attack.
spells right away at the start of the fight. Ravage and Golem are best used like as the fight has already developed, and now it's the way you set up your kills. That ward saw the smoke. They should know this is coming. Line was drawn. Radiant even scanning it out.
Yeah, they want to see the direction they're coming. That's why Monkey moved to the trees and far, far away. And well, they're coming for the 25-minute bounty runes, but they'll only get 2 of them.
Yep. It's a typical eHome move. I think that you should expect this from now on as on Vergesa. I believe in both games they've smoked on over half the bounty runes, just to ensure they get the 2. They recognize the importance. Still a completely even game. However, the Wraith King's damage output is insane. The turning point is going to be like this AC. That's where I feel like the peak timing for Vergesa is. The Roche is supposed to be around that moment as well. But as this game continues, you look at the cores, eHome will have a lot more power. The Rubik is far more valuable than either of the enemy supports because you can steal that RP.
Yep.
You can steal.
And you can see the way he's playing it. It's forced off into Aghanim Scepter. First you need a position, then you're able to get that quick steal with the upgrades.
Another smoke used.
Yep.
All ults ready.
eHome's looking for a fight, and this isn't exactly when Vergesa want to look for a fight. They haven't got the Maelstrom out in the Monkey King. It's coming on the turret at the moment, but they'll have no other choice to go in for it. The control, it's over on Magna. Face beyond, stunned up by the Never and the Avalanche. The Waffle can go over on 2, and they're falling forward. What happened? He actually threw in the to get the perfect Ravage position, and even in power is then stolen by the Rubik.
Sorry, the only 2. That was way better than it could have been there.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse. That toss back on Tide is just that moment was like, no!
Yeah, it looks spooky, but Ferrari used a ton of mana in the initial jump, so he wasn't able to pursue. He doesn't want to get himself out of mana because of that damage threat. If you find yourself in melee range for a Wraith King, you see him critting that catapult for 975, he'll just die. Got to be very cautious.
So now they can have their items.
AC will be out soon.
Max with his mech, Monkey's got his Maelstrom. Sure, go for it.
Yeah, but just playing around the Wraith King, that's the key. You've got no ult on eHome.
Well, they see Ferrari. They have control.
Yeah, it's tough. You don't want to go for Faith Beyond ever. Not with the way he's itemized.
He knows it too. I'll say underneath my tier 2 tower. They're probably all around me, but I won't care. The stun comes in. Chris is going to go for it anyway. They got the stun, the control, the full buff already. The RP just looking to keep the control there. Face beyond. They all want to retreat. They want to get themselves out this one. There's a Wraith Fire Blast on connected into the Wraith King.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Pick him up, throw him back in again, but Wraith King is fine.
Sven's still just been farming. Took a tower in the meantime. And as the clock ticks,
Chris, he jumped down just in time for a bait. Ferrari to jump in a little bit deeper. They find a better target. It's going to be the ball up. With Shockwave, they get the kill. Whisper is the one to do it.
That's how you got to do it. Keep going aggressive with K1. Let him be the one that tanks the spells.
Come at me, bro. Come at me. Morpheus in the ring. Here's your toss in. Warlock with that buyback. He can at least run one off, but here comes the Wukong's command right underneath the tower. They can kill off the Warlock. That's a die back from him, but they still want to fight inside the Wukongs. But eHome is not allowing it. Everend, he's on the run up towards Stinger, but they stun. These controls it last forever now. The BKB is worn off. Even with balance, strike, they get the control. 105 seconds down. Without the Sven, they don't have a control factor. Ferrari's low mana. What he's made to steal? Skewer? Yep, that's going to be it, but they're coming high ground. They're coming through all your burgers, eHome. Not starting with a miss.
It's so hard. You can't kill him. You can see, like, they're just, if you try and dive past the team K1,
they're in.
smacking.
They're in. Face beyond there. Ferrari's looking for the back line to initiate over to. Face beyond is fully controlled. Dinky wants to help out. The Avalanche connecting on 3, killing up the Titan. The buyback is available. They're going to lose this mid lane of Rax. But how much more can Vergesa take from them? There's still 71 seconds before Sven is alive. They're going for the bottom lane. They have reincarnation. Why not?
Yeah, and Ferrari does no damage. It's the problem with Storm, especially when you start this game so slowly. Yeah, you guys want to invoke those charges, but he's just zipping around. He's a distraction, not a damage output.
If he gets hit by that Avalanche, he is toast. So much is on the line here. Keep in mind, this is an elimination game. Vergesa is fighting to keep themselves alive. And they're fighting hard. They've taken 2 lanes of melee Rax. And eHome are backed into a corner. And Vergesa, you know they're not going to stop here.
Yeah, it's damage.
They still want to fight.
It's all about the damage. And right now, eHome, you've got to line up focused around damage reduction, around reach, mobility. But Vergesa is hitting you in the face.
The swing up. Coming out, face beyond as well. Careful, they want the Warlock. They see the Warlock.
No buyback.
He's in the back line. And a he needs that face beyond going to create in space with the Ravage connecting on all 5 heroes. And the Rock and the final one. This is when it turns around. And it's just Godai, he's committed everything he needs to. Sting is TP out successful. He had nothing. But he's still able They're actually going to live through this.
They do way too much damage, Toby. It doesn't matter. eHome hits the dream combination. Rock, Fatal Bomb, 4 targets. It does not do anything. They do not kill anyone. It was just the Tiny who was at a threat of going down. And
then he got out. He TP'd home.
There's no damage. Never end this build. I'm just not a fan. Sanj and Yasha blink after BKB. There's no true damage item on the Sven, and it's 30 minutes into the game. You can't kill anyone.
Man, I think you said it perfectly. Ferrari zipping around and able to have any influence, all the mana in the world, but nothing he can do. He's trying to beat BKB, so this continuous stun from Stinger, the Raid Fire Blast, all these control factors, like, but I don't know if that's enough. If the RP is connected, he's dead.
And you're at a point now in the Oracles, like Jericho, with 8 kills, he's got Force and Glimmer. Even if you manage to find him, you're not going to be able to take him down by yourself. Like, the damage output just is not there. And if you even look at the way that he talented, right, a lot of times you see Storms go the right side of this tree, overload damage, remnant damage, increased stun time. Instead, he went for the health and mana regen. It's been a game that Ferrari's been playing for 40, 45 minutes, that 4th, 5th item, but he's not going to get there at this rate, because on Vergesa, they're just heading straight for the base.
Yep. They won that top lane. That graph has shifted massively up. eHome had the experience lead. 84% chance of victory. That looks about right. But eHome, don't count him out. Ferrari, he'll be okay.
Cool. Cool, guys.
He's going to go again. The creep wave's still there. Fadebot will slow things down. I like how we go picture in picture to watch where Ferrari's going to jump, because he's sitting on the back lines. They're baiting with the illusion. They are beating the illusion, but they're caught face beyond as well. Remember, there's no Ravage available. They're trying to beat inside the Wukong's command. Jesus, indeed. No resurrection for him. There isn't a buyback available. Ferrari can now ball lightning away a little bit further, but Racing keeps going in. He wants to kill over on Infant. There's still no rock, but the solid RP, it could do some work. But then again, have they got enough? Never end. He's doing a decent job, but not against K1. Ferrari still wondering what he's got. Whisper consistency, so he's back to fall in the avalanche, pulling him back in with the shockwave. It's like watching a back combination. It's perfect, and it's GG. The Hamburgs will raid your pantry. They will force a game 3, a deciding game to see who will advance forward into the final 4, the playoffs, where 2 teams will go to the major. And the winner of this series plays up against NIP. That was a lot better.
You can see one else is a lot better. These react.
Buenos espectadores, padre. Buena partida. Falta una. Van 1-1. Tienen que ganar la otra también, Hamburguesa.
Ya está 5.000, weón.
No, ahorita van a llegar más porque ganó el equipo peruano.
El mono mató 5. No murió. Me llevaron coñaza, mamá huevo, ¿ah? ¿Y acá cómo evolucionas de nivel? ¿Cómo es?
Jugando partida, pues. O sea, ya... Mira esta vaina. Tú aquí tienes un nivel. Yo todavía no ni siquiera lo he sacado porque esta cuenta es nueva. La cuenta mía era inmortal, pero yo la vendí porque pensé que no iba a jugar más. Mira, estas son las medallas. ¿Ves? Este es el más malo y estos son los mejores, ¿ves? Tú tienes que llegar a este rank de aquí. Por lo menos tienes que llegar a inmortal. Inmortal es este, estos ya son más. Tú tienes que estar aquí en medio de en los mejores 1000 del mundo para que te vayan tomando en cuenta. Para ser uno de los mejores. Si tú te pones a ver, todos estos maricos están ahí metidos en eso, ¿ves? Todos son... Este es Inmortal 119, Inmortal 200, Inmortal 136, Inmortal 200, Inmortal 100, ¿viste?
Los peruanos, ¿tienen su foto?
Claro, los peruanos...
No tienen foto.
No, estos son los chinos, ¿ves? No, los peruanos, ese no tiene foto. ¿Este es qué? ¿Viste? Este es 34, mira, estoy chole chabola, weón. Este está en el top 50, marico. En el top 50 del mundo. Este también está en el top 100, mira. Top... No,
25. ser, ¿qué dice? Tienes que ser real, pe. Loco si te quitan tu rol, pedía nomás. Para que él...
Que te cerran la prenda.
Está loco.
Y
Huevadas.
Huevadas fueron, pero bueno, marico. Tiene 8 puntos, casi 9 de recolección. Carry. Es HC. Este jugó la partida pasada con el WK, ¿verdad? O con el mono. ¿Con cuál jugó? Aquí está, Victoria Hamburguesa. Este top 25 creo que es este. Sí, jugó con el WK. Burde bueno. Se le paraba tú a Les ven. Imagínate. ¿Qué ítem sacó? Estos son los ítems, ¿ves? Sacó esto. Más nada necesita. Y eso que esta mierda estaba armada, weón. No, ni tanto, le faltaban ítems para parársele bien. Y el monito. Este set lo quiero sacar yo, weón. Vale 75 de estas monedas. Y lo estoy esperando sacar.
¿Tú tienes el CL, sí?
Sí. 75. No, vale 90, mira. Ese set del mono. Aunque este está demasiado violento. Este es de la medusa. Se ve chulo.
Tengo el mono.
Este es el del mono. Yo tengo varios que valen plata, marico. Que lo voy a vender en su momento. Por lo menos este del Axe. Este que yo tengo vale plata, es inmortal todo.
Meet my...
Este es todo inmortal. Ese, tengo uno que es todo de oro. ¿Dónde está? Este.
My rage burns bright.
¿Dónde más? Espera que empiece. No, marico, tú te puedes poner a jugar, weón. Lo que pasa es que tienes que practicar, marico. Practicar poco a poco, perder mucha.
Mira, que hay uno de los 5... El cuarto huevo mejor, mira, del mundo.
¿Cómo se llama?
Este huevo.
Ah, de Cole. Ajá. El número 4 del mundo, El
Cinco.
HC.
A la puta, weón.
Y bueno, aquí están, tú puedes ver aquí mucho.
No,
El número 11. Pero eso no te hace tampoco el mejor, pues, o sea, simplemente los tipos juegan y juegan mucho y van subiendo de rank. Es un ranking mundial.
Pero con ese ranking todavía puedes jugar un torneo.
Ahí te toman en cuenta sponsor, patrocinadores, team.
¿Y eso cómo ganas?
Marico, te pagan por patrocinio, te pagan por jugar con equipo. Marico, esos equipos los forman más que todo patrocinadores ahorita. Un equipo famoso te contrata y te paga, marico, por jugar con ellos.
¿Cómo te contratan? ¿Cómo dan contigo?
Marico, ahí en ese rango, weón, cuando tú llegas a ser muy alto, imagínate que tú estés en el rank 100 del mundo, fácil contactarte, te escriben por ahí por medio del juego. Epa, marico, le está echando bola, ¿qué tal? ¿Quieres jugar a nivel profesional? Y así.
¿Y cuál será el más bajo?
El más alto es Geraldo, pero eso no lo pasan ahí. Es la primera medalla, son malitos, pues.
No, pero ¿qué número será?
No.
1.000.000.
No tienen número. El número lo empiezas a ver a partir...
Desde el 1000.
Desde el 1000. A partir de Inmortal 1000 es que tú empiezas a ver los números de a dónde vas. Los demás no tienen número. No, marico, son mil juegos, imagínate. Lo juegan, es un juego que lo juega todo el mundo, weón. A nivel mundial.
Ya, ¿y ahora?
Ay, ahorita viene el otro. Ahí te están cargando la partida. Hay que esperar un momentico.
2 minutos.
Sí, un momentico nada más.
No, 2 horas.
No, pero eso es una partida ya empezada.
Ya.
La del torneo no ha empezado todavía, ya va a empezar.
¿Y cómo lo cargan?
Ahí pues tú ves cuando Beso marico. Los mismos.
Radiant team ban.
Ah, no. Hay que ver si lo agarran otra vez.
Dire team pick. Radiant team pick. Radiant team pick. Dire
Dark Seer.
Earth Spirit.
Ten seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
Behold the horn of Magnus.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Dire team pick.
Praise King.
Radiant team pick.
Monkey King.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Crystal Maiden.
Radiant team ban.
Life Stealer.
Ten seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Tiny.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Outworld
Choose your hero.
Devourer.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
It really is a big ask. Can Anvergesa actually effectively eliminate eHarm from TI9 direct invites? Maybe, depending on how things move around.
You're clickbaiting right now.
Yeah.
It would require a pretty strong performance from one of the teams not in the top 12, which is still anybody's guess. We have a pretty stacked, top-heavy pool thus far in our DBC circuit. I'm more interested to see what Anvergesa comes to what they do here.
Yeah.
Again, the same strategy. They do it all tournament. They're like, oh, this worked. Let's pick it a little earlier this time.
Let's just go it again. It's like, it's fine. But you can also see the way eHarm approached. Like, let's pick up an OD. Our fights are going to drag on, which works very well for an intel stealing hero as long as he doesn't get jumped and killed straight off.
It's true. It's a very good Oracle counter in a lot of ways because you just put the Astral on whoever gets false promised. Very easy to just hit. And even if you do get false promised in front of him, if that hero still dies, you're just getting stack after stack of plus intelligence.
Nice to see the ES. All the draft and everything else we think about, like, we actually have an Earth Spirit for Xingqiu. Just managed to arrive, and very early pickup in the first two, and it's old school combination, the Darkseer and ES together.
They will most likely end up just trading here. You're going to give Lifestealer free farm, which isn't ideal, but I'd much rather see one of these racing heroes that are just going Midas and Iranians, Snore, whereas heroes like Ember, those scare me because they not just farm and accelerate, but now you're giving them free levels, and all of a sudden they're able to kill you all over the map, whereas Darkseer, maybe you stay up with him and farm, but you don't turn it into as much pressure.
And I'm still waiting to see when they actually add that pressure. Poor Crystal Maiden, so I'm just here to give my aura to enable the early game and potentially some rotations. But that's probably the place that ES has to pick up and just do the work for him. But Navigator, it looks like no one's going to be contesting for the runes. A little bit too much on the line to get over aggressive at this point. As I say that, of course, there's Embigator. Stinger walks in nice and close. 3 men running forward. The Nova comes out. They still want the bounty runes, remember. And they actually battled for the top bounty rune as well. Really, in this way, they went for all 4 bounty runes, and they'll get 3.
Be careful here.
Oh, skewer back. Pulling it in. And it's underneath the tower. Who's going to be first blood? The tower aggro is going to have to switch off at some point. Whisper will finally go down. Xingqiu able to claim it. Never end. He was the rebuttal as Jericho's TP in. Helped ensure it. He's the man that was kill securing everything before, and now they're chasing down Innocence with as much harassment as they've got in their kit, and maybe even a stun. Fire at full. Innocence is dropping low, but so is Stinger. And that's who eHome will be focusing over on. And one more attack from Jericho. Not enough Innocence. He's salving up on the other side of the trees, so you can cancel the salve, keeping him low. Another Mango. What have you got left? He's into the trees. A quick stun. Support moving in from Whisper. They just want to keep going. They know Innocence in the trees. The skewer. Oh, he did go down. Xingqiu's going to miss. So does Whisper. Maybe now we can actually have some sense of order in the court.
Unbelievable. Well, at least we know that both teams are coming to this game 3 ready to rock and roll. A ton of action, 4 kills in 1 minute. Top to be expected. Some creep farming. Well,
I got 2 creep waves that I can easily just hold back and then bring over the Centaur camp if I wanted to. Or I can just keep pulling.
Oh, Innocence. He's going to try to deny himself the tower. He sees the courier. That would have been weird. He'd been able to somehow pick that up.
Stupid thing about the Monkey King to start with. Avalanche kicking in. Xingqiu's in a little bit of trouble. And Vergosa still trying to pump him down, but 50 HP is enough to walk off. While Faith Beyond, Jericho's doing some work. Another great little counter is this Oracle against Darkseer. He's even putting down the defensive ward to quick TP away to safety. And Faith Beyond, he actually cancels it. The neutral keep can kill Xingqiu in the meantime, but Faith Beyond's on the run. But he's kind of in no man's land. In fact, you kind of almost want to make him walk home and not even kill him. The Surge, it's level 1. He won't go fast. He won't go far. Another quick hit. Channel it up. Hits him. Drop him low. At least they're wasting so much time. And support's rotating in. Tiny is moving over.
Is he though?
No, he's not.
Oh, he got that. He gets the bottom. Only at bottom rune. If he gets up to top rune though, this is actually not fine for Faith Beyond, but
it's worse. It's worse than the whole walk home.
Yeah. Really well done though to buy the bottle. It's an experienced player. He is a TI champion after all. You can look up top though. Means K1 will have utter free farm, and it looks like he may just be rushing straight for that Midas.
Yeah, he really has that free farm. 20-2. The highest CS on the board by far. Now it's Crystal Maiden's turn to get caught out. Toss back in. Whisper still with the skewer available, using that empower bonus damage, but he doesn't have any range damage now. Stinger's in trouble. Never end. Can't get the kill. The fairy file keeps Stinger alive. He's got a couple of minions that are chasing him, but they don't know how to walk up hills. And Whisper's lost half the wave he wanted. That's the range creeps he needs to be able to contest. Another fight start over on Darkseer. He just can't keep these iron shells here.
Yeah, it's tough. You don't want to play this lane as 2 heroes for the most part. I'm surprised they're even trying to, and as expected, Earth Spirit will just roll. He's going to pick up the creep wave. You don't want to do much here. Just farm away from the Oracle when possible. The mid matchup's going a lot better for the Monkey than I expected. I thought this was way more OD favored, but...
Oh, yeah. Whisper ran up the river after skewering himself down, but he already burned the stick charges beforehand and tipping Innocence. That was well played. Well played. Oh, TP, gotta come faster. Die claim it. Innocence can't get the XP.
It's unfortunate now. Why will not have full mana, no pot either. But he's got Aura. He should be fine. He's thinking about maybe making a play middle, and then looks like that'll be the move. Yeah, look at that. All right, never mind.
Yeah, if he can get in range. Chris hung around one second longer to get a hit in.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I felt like that could have been a kill, right? Not sure.
It's the apprehension. Like you've had a long couple of days already. It's like, am I sure of this? And like the panel was saying, like Evergosa, they play this insane rate and in like chaos style of Dota that you're never entirely certain if you're gonna get what you think you can get.
It's true. And eHome definitely after last game learning that they are playing against an aggressive team. I don't want to overextend. Whisper's constantly looking for the skewer back.
Yep.
He's able to land it. It'll almost definitely be a kill on Never End. Bounty Rune spawning in 20.
Oh, Tiny's in trouble. Racing will move over. Summon the army of the dead. Whoa! Tossed up with the skewer. Never End being slowed up, but the creep wave is underneath the tower. It's the range creeps as well. Magnus wanted to farm this. He didn't want to fight Never End at this point.
I'm surprised. Don't run that way, Never End.
Oh, he's going to toss him back over. Creates a space. Chris will die in the meantime in the mid lane. Xingqiu working with him as the army of Never End does its work as well. Waits beyond. Trying to run up. He's looking for the 5-minute bounty runes. So important now he's got that bottle. That's a lot of bounties.
I'm surprised.
Split.
If the Tiny just ran down, he would have secured both bounties for Whisper and probably either survived or at least wasted more time. I don't know why he made the play to like try and get back to safety. Death is an inevitability for these roaming supports after all. Tiny
It's the avalanche. There's a toss back. The catapult is there. TP support's coming in. That'll be the control from Oracle. But man, they're taking a long time. It's because they took actually so long. Even the silence didn't connect. ES is rolling bolted himself in. They're looking for the fight. Defensive imprisonment. What have you got, Stinger? Actually, on the pop back out, Jericho dies to Ferrari's pop. And then one more hit. Chris can connect. Xingqiu's in the trees and Innocence is here too, but they're not finding anything more. Chris is back to farming in the lane.
Keep in mind, this was a Midas picked up by Lifestealer at pre-5 minutes 30 seconds. He will be far ahead of the game. In fact, the full Midas ahead of Never End, who's now queued it up with only 70 gold in his pocket. So this is scary. You look at the eHome lineup. Really nothing that deals with Lifestealer. OD, you're playing us here with a built-in BKB. That's never what you like. And you eat Wraith King for breakfast. Just because he has so much strength, that feast percent damage does start to tick up.
Stinger. That's one very good Stinger. Even with the actually no, it's not toss up avalanche. Now Frostbite wasn't under control. The kicks off target. The rolling bolt, however, will not be. The Stinger will move up the hill. Ferrari's moving in too. They really want to get this kill. Support's rotating over in the form of the Magnus. A quick toss and he skewers him into the tier 1 tower. So Xingqiu, the shockwave will pull him back in range. So while Stinger will die, Xingqiu to the tower will be able to live on 64 HP. And man, they really do push it to the end, like the edge.
They do really well. Faith Beyond, man, he's so efficient. He gets the TP perfectly to kill the creep wave, and he'll get the hard camp stack. Dude's so good. Now he's going to Shrine. That's just so much efficiency. I'm sorry. I love that. Monkey with the phase, boots up. 430, still trying to pressure him, but a bit difficult. So this lane continues. You're always afraid of a Monkey. If you Astral offensively and there's heroes in response, you're in big trouble.
That was a nice sentry ward. Got the Observer and the sentry. Evergosa in the mid. Xingqiu being searched forward. The kick comes in. Chris, he hits the 2-man stun with Ori on the side and dropping the hammer. Jericho's got nothing else to give, and that Iron Shell burning off his life, combining with the urn. And the Xingqiu search him away. They're worried about the rotation. Tiny, he was wrapping around the back. He's looking for a target, but the range creep followed him. He showed his position. Meanwhile, Jericho has finally been hunted down by the ES, but it's an isolated Stinger. Is there a rebuttal at least from Whisper? Skewer him back to the tier 2 towers, and now be Xingqiu dying.
That.
Lifestealer is still free farming the top lane. Like, we should still flag this for everything that eHome's throwing.
Yep, and it's necessary that eHome does this, though, because if you look at the Navigates lineup, like, without Lifestealer playing Dota 2, what do they have to fight with, right? It's a 1k net worth Tiny Oracle, a Mag Monkey. Like, these heroes need ultimates and farm to be effective, to deal damage, to find kills. You just don't have the tools, and it's the difference between the Wraith King and the Lifestealer, where you can play around the Wraith King, you can get aggressive. Lifestealer doesn't have that offensive capability until much later on, and he will be going for that Radiance build, so...
Now, once he's got the Radiance, at least he's got double delivery mechanisms. You're running a 3-position Magnus, so you can have these items to jump in. Monkey King can jump in as well, but the Magnus is just a little bit more, easier to say. And that's when Lifestealer can start going ham, but he needs to be on top of, like, well, can he actually 1v1 the Wraith? Because it seems like it's Lifestealer versus Lifesteal. You're not going to get, like, a big advantage. Does he go for the OD instead? Like, is that the target that Amphigosa should look at?
It's the save as well for eHome. You need to try and get on top of 430.
But a Radiance won't be enough then. Like, you need more than that. You almost need, like, a Basher.
Yeah, that's the difference in the draft, where because you have a Lifesteal instead of a Wraith King, you don't have a natural, like, frontliner in the same way, and he doesn't have that point-and-click stun on a low cooldown. So you're way more reliant on Whisper. I think that's why you see him going for the Blink first instead of the Mech this game. He recognizes that he's got to make the plays. And this is also what we saw in that Liquid OG match, that decider back at the MDL Major, where you had this Mag versus OD relationship, and you had to RP the OD. And when you did that, and he died, you were winning the fight. And that was how OG ended up taking that match. You need the same thing from Whisper here. Any other target you go for, they're just going to get Astraled. You're going to get Astraled. They're not going to go down.
Flying Stinger, dodging the rolling ball. The Monkey King will arrive as well. Face Beyond begins his run out for first stun. And the toss back, they're wasting majority of the surge. They'll get 3 copies, but the nuke from Jericho puts him down all around the 10-minute bounty runes again. And it's going to be 3 going the way of Amphigosa.
That will give them... Oh, I thought it would give them the net worth lead, but not that might... No.
It's on the edge with the Midas.
Definitely within a couple hundred. You do have a Midas finishing up on the Wraith King in a moment. Needs 2 more CS. The eHome Y just trying to get some CS in the jungle. Went for the maxed out Aura. Very helpful for his OD and his Darkseer. But not the greatest CM game in a sense. Like, the sustain is cool, but it doesn't help out these heroes as much as it does, you know, stuff like Lash or Lina or Storm.
Look at a smoke up from Amphigosa.
Yeah. It's real early, though.
They're coming for bottom. They don't have RP.
Yeah, he doesn't have the point, but he will have it soon if he gets one more.
Yep, well, they found Innocence. So that's target number 1. Tossed him in. Cure him back away from the Avalanche, however, but as if a kill is a kill. They still claim at the end of the day.
He popped his ult just before he died. That was the animation we saw for just a moment. I like Chris Luck's decision here. He's going for the maxed out tree dance, or Primal Spring rather, so it's just easy way to ensure he farms as fast as possible. You don't have much wave clear as a monkey until later on, so you know this game's going to go late. And I think you know that you can trust your Lifestealer to probably be the strongest hero in this game, but it's just dicey. However, I will say that I always favor a squad that has BKB piercing disable when the other team has none.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, if you just infest the mag as the Lifestealer and you get that OD, there really isn't anything that eHome can do to save him other than I hope he's tanky enough to survive.
And they always have like enough buff ups as well. Like going into the later game, you're always able to get more out of your heroes just because like the Empower goes to work. So you're getting the cleave, so I'm wondering if Darkseer wall illusions are even as powerful as you really think they are. You get a copy of the Lifestealer, great, you may take that Radiance he's building up, but like he'll then turn around and boom, boom, boom.
Dire's middle tower.
What exactly does that mean, Toby?
I don't have to explain myself to you, Kyle. What sounds that come out of my mouth, I always have explanations. Whisper me rolling ball down onto Whisper, and well, the silence means he can't just run himself away, and even the follow-up does great chain control.
I did get the blink, and RP will be available if he chooses to skill it. Nope, just kidding, he can't. Went for the maxed out Shockwave and Empower. Optimum farming patterns mid lane, a jump in.
Chris is just trying to keep this wave out, but then Faith Beyond creates the wall. Look how quickly Kani does DPS. Knows he's to keep Chris alive and keep any kind of aggression away from them. And they did put the Iron Shell on that Darkseer clone.
Blink forwards.
Okay. This is going to be fun from Oracle. He's silenced and no way to false promise, and very much a dead tier 1 tower.
I love this blink decision from Ferrari as well. It's just, you need it to catch, right?
Are fortified. Dire's middle tower.
Kind of walk at you, just bypass. Plus, that potential heroes like Sam, like Earthreader, we could even see you're going down. And I'm scared that they don't have that pickoff potential. They don't have any blink daggers. They don't have anyone with real catch. Sure, Whisper, blink RP, but it's not a short cooldown spell like this Astral is. It's also really nice for that save in the event that you do get a big blink RP off from Whisper. Always able to counter initiate.
Well, I'm looking at a lot of damage coming in from Chris to try and make most of that initiation. He just took out a huge stack on the Ancient, coming down to harass into the Wraith King. One quick fire from Jericho, but it didn't come fast enough. Wraith King's already back up under the cover of his own Wraithfire Blast, but he only just picked up the Echo Saber like a minute ago, and he's already sitting at what now, 1500?
Yeah.
Like, and the Radiance is rapidly approaching.
The supports of eHome will be able to output far more magical damage. That's the X factor. You look at the Ambergate lineup, they're all in on that same idea from last game, where this mag and power plus all your melee heroes will do enough damage to carry you through. But
they're looking.
It's tough. Lifesteal can get created very easily in a game like this.
He's the point saved into Reincarnation, so if this does get a little hairy, in fact, they're at 1 point up already into a Kong's command. They want to try and kill him twice, but that stun needs to slow him down and control beat out of the command.
They had to set that with a Blink Skewer, Blink RP, but they didn't want to commit to it. It's all that Blink Dagger. You don't know where Ferrari is, and you're afraid of him being able to just blink to the outskirts, kill the Oracle, and potentially put one of these big cores under. Wraith King, of course, with the Reincarnate. And you just don't have the Radiance, right? We saw teams make this mistake. They want to wait for the Radiance.
Very subtle.
And then you look to get aggressive. And I expect him to pick it up and then immediately infest. You go try and use that RP. 50-minute bounty runes will be a trade-off 2-2.
Under attack.
Denied.
And so far, anybody's game, very well done, I think, by both sides. eHome capitalizing on their early game advantage, they get more kills. Ambergesa trying to stall it out. You do have a blink now on the Wraith King.
Yep, at the same time, the Radiance is completed.
Correct. And it means that eHome, they're still trying to get aggressive. They want to play with the Darkseer. He's got Arcane, he's got Mech. You can continue to play with Pacer on the map, but it's scary now because all the tools Ambergesa need to win fights are available.
Yeah. And Ambergesa are just going to go for the straight trade-off. So tier 1 for tier 1. Even though eHome are a little bit ahead of the curve on that one, there's a fortification available now. And it's actually kind of worth burning, right? Because it's going to come back off cooldown, just slow them up.
It's true. The more I think about it, though, Lifesteal, he's going to go for the Halberd next. Love that decision, because Disarm on the OD is devastated, especially with the build Ferrari's going for. Blink Force into Hex. It looks like queued up.
He won't have the BKB.
He can't buy it, though. Think about it, because there's always that Mag RP as a threat. So why pick up an item that, you're still a target. Real threat is this physical damage. Might as well just play for the offensive.
Great observer in the back line, but Stinger's in a little bit deeper. Hits the avalanche, but never ran. Blinks himself forward. Looking for that quick pick up over on Honey, and they will be able to claim it. But this is all for the tower trade-off. eHome pushed very quickly thanks to that Wraith King, and it's all catapult wave.
Yeah, you do not want the team fight right now as eHome. They recognize this.
So tier 1 and tier 2 tower trade-off.
Yep. You just can't fight bottom. Like, there's a life skill here. He's got rage. You cannot touch him as the side of eHome. If he gets that ability off, you don't have these locked down to 100 to 0 him. Plus, you have no idea where Whisper is, and you can assume he's waiting in the wings with that RP available. But look at the net. Like a 3K ahead of the game right now.
Yeah. This is a very big life stealer.
Yep. You got to kite him as eHome. You don't want to take fights in a choke point, spread out the fight, enlarge the length. No, that doesn't.
No, never go full Richard.
Increase the duration of the team fights. If you're Ambergesa, hit him hard with the double ults.
I know you've got an observer ward, but there's a lot of heroes around you. Stinger's going to be initiated. Yes, you walk past, hits the avalanche, and everyone will jump in once again. The more support on their way from Ambergesa, Innocence into the tree line. And who do they find?
Nobody.
They see Innocence for half. No, he doesn't. He's actually caught inside the trees. He's fine. They're all going to get away to safety. Nobody is the answer. Well done, Kyle. You just won $100. Oh. Yeah, it won't be paid by me.
All right.
It's community chest.
Okay.
Actually, no, you'll lose on the third question. This is Jeopardy.
All right. What the hell are you doing, Toby?
It's too late in the day. All right. Can't keep up with my brain. I can't either.
I stayed up late watching basketball yesterday. It was a mistake. No, it wasn't actually. It was a great game. But look, this game's great too. 16-6, just the 1K advantage. Can expect Roshan to be an objective soon for these teams. I want to reiterate the way these teams want to play the fights. eHome, longer, Ambergesa, short, sweet, get the kills in the combo. Make sure your Oracle stays protected in the back lines. BKB on the Monkey, as we stated. Like you now have these BKB connects on both your big cores, and as we've reiterated, eHome have no method of penetrating that spell immunity at the moment.
Yeah.
Blink on Tiny, Pipe, Darkseer, Armlet, Wraith King.
Yeah, this is, I feel like eHome starting to be enabled themselves, but a smoke up from Empieza. They want to look for their own fight.
Yeah, the tower, they know somebody's there. I want to reiterate, Whisper, you gotta get the OD. It's very, very important he doesn't blow his load too early. You want that critical target, because otherwise they're just going to be down and then kited away thanks to the support of the Faith Beyond Darkseer.
And they're holding back as far as possible. Abstinence is eHome's goal right now. The Tier 1 tower will be taken without any kind of resistance, and they can push to the Tier 2 if they wanted. Just clean up the wave as quick as you can and go.
They're going to keep sweeping the map. There's no towers down here. A dead part of the map for Empieza, but they know there's heroes.
They have to move through like eHome Observer Sentry wards. This is not what they really wanted. So a half creep skip from Stinger.
Yeah, and look how aggressive never ends playing. Always on the other side of the map. Oh, Monkey King gets right.
He found him. Gets the follow-up stun. Just control as much as you can. TP support was able to come in. Whisper skewers him down. They can kill him once. He's on the edge. He wants someone to force him out. 4-3-0. Yes, has it. Oh, but then jump forward. Chris can't find him.
Big toe.
430 is able to blink away.
Yeah, but you can see eHome, they're still just playing split around the map. Beyond already bottom, just pushing towers. You want to keep splitting up on Vergesa. Don't take team fights, but find skirmishes. Exactly what they're looking to do here.
The battle for the runes continues in Q. He tried, but those just rocks in the face.
I like this decision. Just go to the road. You got Illusion now. You can tank with one of those on the life stealer. Maybe use another one to push out a lane. That's exactly what they'll do. Actually, just scouting the high ground.
And they'll be so quick. So quick. Like, if eHome take the Tier 1 tower on bottom lane, then great. In fact, if they take the card on Stinger, he just blinks directly into Innocence.
He's got a shrine, though.
He does. He also popped the Darkseer wall.
What the cast range on that? What?
Hang on, how far away was that?
1,300 cast range. That is way more than I remember playing.
I'm sorry, JJ and Weppers, just our observer team combo, please put a ruler to that range. I suppose because he's able to direct it so it's the bottom part of the Darkseer wall.
I guess.
That's able to then just move up. It looks like it goes further.
They get roasted for free. This is a great start for Vergesa. This is a big part of their win in the previous game as well. Definitely looking good.
Yes. When the kill count really is deceiving. 16-6 is not the name of this game.
Not at all.
And in fact, another jump over. They found a target. It's going to be that poor little Crystal Maiden keeping it. Anyone going to stun? Yeah, there is one.
Oh, Jericho just loves kill stealing with the sword, doesn't he?
He really does. He's died a lot in this game, however, but it's 3-4. So he's taken half of the kills of Empieza.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I really think this is Vergesa's game to lose. They're near 5k ahead for life stealer, and it's that mag combo. You have more damage, you're farming faster, and BKBs don't do anything for eHome. Their win condition is when OD's got, like, you know, Hex and Shivas, and the Wraith King is DAC completed.
But you're talking about all these great items that are appearing, but they don't have the team fight. Like, it just seems to be like the tail of this meta, it's been for like the last few weeks, is if you've got that big ultimate combination that's got to follow up directly after, you can win the game at any point. Like, it just takes one fight to be lost, and you just push straight back down the opposite direction. But even what have you got? A Darkseer back wall, and then a couple of abilities to put on top. Like, it's some nice combinations, but now Darkseer wall having to be like used early again, and he gets to complete the life stealer, which is what's worth it.
Indeed. You can see the circles being run. They want to find the team fight. eHome no intention of allowing it to happen. I do think you'll see the 3 cores of eHome will continue to scale.
Oh, they smoked over observer.
Yeah, but we'll see what eHome do. They scan him out as well.
Yeah, they scan the right point. eHome, they could sit on the hillside and bait him in, but there's only 2 of them there, so no, there is no bait. There's just death for Crystal Maiden, who came forward to get rid of the observer ward. End up perfectly. Innocence will die.
Yeah, I'd like to continue to play aggressive like that, where it's a bit, I don't want to say YOLO, but you just go for it, right? Monkey King can't fly through the trees. As long as Life Stealer's inside of him, there's no way you're ever able to full stun them. He pops out, rage, boom. Whatever is in range is most likely going to go down. And there's a Monkey King with an Aegis and a BKB. So even if you do manage to get him 100 to 0, he'll be able to pop BKB as he's coming out of it. You really nothing as these 2 cores. Just go. And then keep going.
And not even fearing the side lane pressure, like top lane was so far forward for eHome, but what happened? You take the fight, Magnus instantly jumps the creep skip, and Tiny TP's back because he's so good at clearing out waves. He took out 2 full waves that were coming, and now all of a sudden the momentum swings back the opposite direction, and you take over the northern side of the map. You take
Radiant's
over around
middle tower
Roshan.
is under attack.
And they've got the key area, the top triple camp for Radiant. You control their Ancients. That's the critical camp. Plus, it gives you
Radiant's
easy
middle
access
tower
to 2
has
waves
fallen.
to cut. They just keep throwing Stinger into the bottom lane.
Coming out.
Cuts, moves back.
E-Home is smoked up. Magnus is in the right position. Observer wards are already planted down.
Don't want to finish point here, Toby.
You really
gotta
don't.
wrap around, but it's so risky.
Innocence is coming up. 10 observers can be planted. Never ending. On real front lines already. Oracle has gone down. And Monkey King is 1 hit away from getting his buff up. Where's that jump? But does not want to move in. He has blink RP, but now they're caught inside the wall. Everyone's just a little bit too far out and very uncertain. They want to have this fight. The illusions of Darkseid body blocking up. A quick silence on the Magnus. They want to ensure that there is no RP. What is this? It feels like they wanted to fight, but they didn't want anything at the end of the day. 2 heroes down. The rest have tailed out.
Right, they cut their losses though. Bounty runes haven't spawned just yet. Certainly a poor fight for Anvergesa. They didn't want to lose the game on that fight, because if you just hard initiate and it doesn't go right, if Whisper doesn't hit the perfect RP, they have to get the OD. That's the critical target, and he's all the way in the back. A mistake mostly by the Jericho Oracle. You cannot be that exposed. I know you see a CM. Let somebody else be the guinea pig that moves forwards.
Yep.
An easy blink from the Wraith King to find his target, and that's what you want to go for first. The Oracle and Mag, those are the 2 heroes that E-Home are killing, and that's why you can't take that fight.
In fact, the Magnus, like, you can see him, like, he had a 3-man RP, he could have still blinked, and the blink dagger was off cooldown, could have gone for it, but they still said, you know what, this isn't happening.
Not worth it. I don't mind it at all. You give a bit of time to E-Home, you will not be able to use the Aegis unless it's done right now. 30 seconds remaining.
Corey, what are you doing? Oh, God, it's Crimson. It went straight through the mid lane over the top of Anvergesa, who are now beating the Tier 3 tower down. Have AC already on A1. They're ready to go high ground.
They have no Hex and now no Hammer.
I don't know what just happened, but it's not good for E-Home, to put it very simply. Actually, I know exactly what happened. That's why I know it's no good for E-Home. Tier 3 tower is already lost.
Radiant's middle
They
tower has fallen.
throw everything in. The melee mid gets chipped up a little bit. Smoke up from E-Home. They're thinking about fighting even without the Crimson, even without the sights. But the Aegis Immortal times out. And now, maybe a little bit more to worry about. The Fuser Blade is there for the Monkey King if they want to keep fighting. Never drop it. Very, very low. Defensive inference. Missing Fuse to the back line. Gets a great chance. 3-man back wall off. The quick silence is flashed down. They've already got the kill over on Xingqiu. The Skewer away. And they've got the kill over towards Innocence as well. Who's walked out for E-Home so far. Anvergesa has pulled up the dance from Illusion. Life popping out of an infestation with the toss forward. They'll break the Wraith King's reincarnation. Have they got more? Yep. Here's your Wukong's command. Nope.
Now they're playing so smooth on Anvergesa. Who is this team?
I don't know. They're the Mighty Ducks. They found the flying V.
E-Home's getting way too aggressive in the back line. You can't just go forward and like this with the supports like that. They're BKBs in this game.
They want to finish the racks. The T3 now taking damage up on top, but we don't really give a crap about that. Taking full mid racks 26 minutes in, while RP still up, while Wukong is still up, and E-Home, they don't have incarnation. They don't have Sandy Split. They don't have wall. They don't have Magnus. Nothing really. They can just go for a second lane of racks. E-Home are in a disastrous spot.
Look at this positioning from Chris Luck as well. If you play down, exactly, Anvergesa's going to play downside.
I think you see him.
Be careful.
He's watching the tree. He's pinging that. They know something's not right, but that's why Chris has moved further over. And while they're looking for the Monkey King, K1's already taken the Tier 3 tower. The Hex is up, and now they jump in. It's a back. And the RP catches all of E-Home. 3 heroes without buyback. They can actually end the game right now. They don't even need the racks. They know what we know. They could just win this game and advance into the top 4. They're looking at the Tier 4 towers, and you can go for it. They're not buying back. Go, go, go.
That's it.
That's the game. That's actually the game. It's slick, it's smooth, and it's effective. Anvergesa are taking the Tier 4 towers, and they're going to knock E-Home out of Minor and into a horrendous position in the DPC because they won't attend the major. This is elimination.
Unbelievable. That ET that goes to the major and hits top 6 is going to get a spot. For sure, E-Home won't be able to get any points on Anvergesa. They just did it.
8 seconds to kill it off. Have they got the time? The rolling boulder in the magnetized but it's done. It does it. Anvergesa beating E-Home 2-1 here in Kiev in the minor. Now's the time you celebrate, guys. They have reached the playoffs and they will face NIP in the upper bracket semi-final.
I think this might, is this the first time we've seen a South American team?
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Rush to judgment. Unstoppable.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.